Got 2 seconds.
Hello, and welcome to the Friday Nite Pro League Position Night, week 35 of 35, the final week. As you see by the standings here, we have the number 1 and number 2 teams, the hosts Central 3 out of here, Central Park Lanes in East Boston, and Team Exeter Lanes out of Exeter, New Hampshire, just 1 match point back in the standings and with all to play for. My name is Greg Gouillart, this is Candlepin Bowling Network, and I'm joined alongside by Paul Grants. Good evening.
Hello, Greg. Great to be with you again. Great job last weekend at Candlepins for Cancer. Top 5 live show at Butwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. Home of the Mixed Worlds, June 27th, June 28th, June 29th. We've got the coverage on CBN and Ladies Internationals. August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, also at Butwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. And guess where they can hear that?
On Candlepin Bowling Network.
Subscribe, it's free.
Please.
Greg will call the middle string.
Probably conservative.
Charles on TikTok here. Charles Collins. I'm sorry, Greg. Say it again.
Probably we're probably going to get 5,000 subscribers by year's end. It's quite incredible. So thank you all for your support. In any event, we're filibustering right now as the match is about to get underway. Dean Sullivan on the right.
We're on lanes 4 and 5. 12 lanes down here, 10 upstairs. Starts off with 5. First of 3 strings. 2 points for a win, 1 for a tie. 2 for total. 1 point separates 1 versus 2. The defending champion Central 3 on the left. Exeter gone back and forth, switching leads. Sullivan, good try. He was the Candlepins for Cancer top 5 live show last weekend as the 5th seed. Won a round. He has a 7-8. Nick has number 1. Also, Charles Collins on his TikTok page simulcasting tonight as Sullivan gets a 10 in the first of 3 for Exeter. Norcross a 9 early 1-pin lead. At _Charles1_ on TikTok. That's at _Charles1_ on TikTok. Candlepin bowling a sport for any age. It looks simple. It's not. It's a game of skill and challenge. No easy scores here. You earn them. 3 balls versus 2. All the other scores are the same. When the pins fall down the deck, you can still play it as live wood. Dean Sullivan in the pocket. Triangle left. 2 middle. 4 left. 5 right. Early in East Boston, Mass. At Central Park Lanes. Norcross finds the pocket. He goes diamond right. 3, 5, 6 to 9 behind the 3. About a 27% success rate.
Even the spares are rare, and these aren't easiest, but a triangle should go a good portion of the time.
What'd you say, Greg? And those about 45% chance. 36 for diamond, 27% of diamonds. All stats by Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. TikTok users, subscribe for free. Countless videos, semi-pro to pro action. Something for everyone. Candlepin Bowling Network on high definition on YouTube. Dean, 2 10s, Nick a 9 and a 10. 1-pin lead for Exeter 2019. Crucial match. The Friday Nite Pro League playoffs are next Saturday, 8 days from now at the time of this broadcast. May 17th, 10 a.m. from Riverwalk Lanes in Amesbury, Mass. Tight quarters, 8 lanes, 4 matches. Then it's down to 4, then down to 2. All 3-string matches. Again, Charles Collins on TikTok at _Charles1_ Simulcasting on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Thanks for watching. New Hampshire All-Event State winner Aaron Fontaine. We'll see Sunday night at 5 o'clock for the Shooter Sports Pub. 1 versus 2 for men and women. 1 of the 2. Josh, a rare shot there, the 3-pin. Fontaine, spare. Exeter, perfect start. 10 spares and strikes, and Candlepin a perfect game. Daley, good recovery, almost. Gets a breeze on the 6. Greg Gouillart on the technology. And the background vocals.
Yes.
Josh, nice 10 out of that mess.
Forgive my radio silence. I was adjusting the pin cam, which was a little desynced there for a moment, but now should be swing. There we go. The pin setters are in sync.
1-pin lead for Exeter plus a ball. Here from Aaron Fontaine. A sport for any age. Candlepin is cool. Get the word out. It's unbelievable. Fontaine off to the right on the bonus, just 4. 14 through 1. His team's up 5. Daley pounds the pocket. It splits 3 and 1. 2, 4, 7. Right side is the 6. Fontaine, good second ball. A little full. Take out the 1 and the 8. He's up the 2, 4 and the 6, 10. Daley, good try. Wraps around the 4 left, and the 6 was on the right.
Just too thin on that contact. Otherwise, they had a chance.
Aaron Austin Fontaine takes an 8. Daley at 9, gets a pin back. Middle bowl is future Hall of Famer Jeff Surette, 5-time Easter Classic champion, has won so much. And Nick Leach throw a rip-roaring 721, 14 strikes against Steve Poole in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Class A North was not streamed, unfortunately. Portsmouth a fast half. Boy, he was on fire. He threw a 647 with 7 strikes match I covered with the rock star Aaron St. Cyr a couple weeks ago at Exeter Lanes, New Hampshire. He crosses over, has the 3-5, the 9 behind the 3 and the 10. Jeff Surette, 4 horsemen left. For a spare. Takes it down. Good start. Leach, too far left. Wobbling 10, holds up. 3 and the 5 in front. Early in the first. Leach, nice 10 to start his match.
The format of the Friday Night Pro League is 2 match points for each string and 2 for total. That's 8 in all, and it's these points that determine these very pivotal standings, which cannot be tied mathematically. Central 3 is 1 ahead. Exeter needs to take 5 of 8.
Surette on the bonus. Left side gets a bounce of 7. Not bad. 1, 3 in the 9. 17 through 1 in the first of 3. Leach, meanwhile, lane 4 has the 3-6 chance.
Great to see you all in chat.
Surette, back-to-back spares. 27 in the ball through 2. Leach missed right. Leads up to 3. Exeter with the early lead. Greg will recap every 2 completed boxes for all 5 bowlers. As Leach gets a 10. 20 through 2. Surette 27 in the ball through 2.
Great to see you all. Nico, our social media manager, asks a good question. Yes, in fact, the bulk of the rewards are given for regular season championship, although the playoffs, which go to the top 8 seeded teams, there's a cash award for winning that knockout bracket as well. You'll see it on the 17th from Riverwalk Lanes.
Here's Dave Barber, 4 horsemen plus the 8. Justin Waters for lane 4. There was 689, I believe, last night, something like that last night against the Buffalo man, Matt Nichols. In Brockton, Massachusetts, good bid by Barber.
And Matt Nichols was 40 ahead after that first string.
158, 110. Good scoring Kempins, 120 or better for Class A bowler. Missed that one. Waters, Barber way off for a 9. Crucial match for all the marbles for first place tonight.
Just the littlest things make a difference. Barber's third ball slipped out of his hand into the foul line. That's why it went off target. Waters just let it release out of his hand early, and that's why he didn't get the second ball.
And Waters likes Oreo cookies. Cream in the middle, left the wafers on the outside for a 7. Barber gains 2. And the early lead is 78-65, 13-pin lead for Exeter, plus 1 bonus ball from Jeff Surette. Barber spins right, gets 6, 1, 2, 9, 10. Second box, first string. Friday Night Pro League finale. Waters on the left side of the 1 is a 6-pack. Check his ID.
Tough to see all the approaches, but we are right on top of the bowlers, actually.
Barber trying to send it over. Good try. Everything but the 10.
How'd that 2 fall over? Goodness.
Fell flat in its face. Waters trying to get a spare. Hooks it left and got the head pin to go. But leaves up the 5 and the 9. And Barber on for a 10.
19 through 2.
And Waters gets them both for a 10. 17 through 2. Unusual low score for him to start, but it's early on. 3-string total pinfall in the playoffs next week. But tonight, it's like Greg said, 2 points a win for a string, 1 for tie, 2 for total.
Central 3 could win the championship if they win the first 2 strings. Otherwise, it will come down to the very end to determine our Friday Night Pro League champion.
$7,850 to split for the winning team, $6,350 for the number 2 seed. And onward and down it goes for the 12th seed. Top 8 make the playoffs.
Just push the audio levels up, folks. Let us know if it's too unbearable.
Diamond left for Chris Boisvert. The anchor bowl is Danny Harris. Again, with simulcasting on Candlepin Bowling Network with Charles Collins TikTok. @_Charles1_ @_Charles1_ Boisvert right down the middle. 4 and the 5. Harris, good try, won't go. 4-7-9.
That's why those diamonds are so dastardly.
But not monthly. Boisvert takes a 9. Harris, a 9 to match. No marks. Any marks yet for
Surette had back-to-back marks, so he sat on one.
No other marks, right?
It's tough for Paul to see from his vantage, but for you folks, check out between total and game. You see that yellow Canadian smudge indicates the spare open for Jeff Surette.
Folks watching in Canada, all across the USA and Australia. Boisvert 4 in the 5, which you saw a moment ago. Wood this time in play.
Much better wood, they remark. Not wrong. The right side seems more tempting.
And Harris pounds the pocket. He pushes down the 6. Clean shot at the 4. A sport for any age.
Danny Harris has 400s in more than a quarter of his Friday night matches this year. 9 in all.
Charles Collins not bowling tonight, though. Tries to sweep it over for a spare. He spun it around. Good try. Harris for a spare. He missed it. His leg hit the ball rack up. It took something off. No marks for them at all?
No marks for Central 3 in the
unusual.
first salvo.
That's unusual for 10 boxes. Boisvert at 10. 10's a good. And Harris, a Paul Grant special, missed the second, make the third.
Never a good time for that.
Thanks a lot, Greg. You know who your friends are. 10.
I did it legitimately this time.
Let's get an update from the Soothing Sounds of Greg Gouillart. We're also simulcasting on YouTube, on Candlepin Bowling Network, and Charles Collins' TikTok page @_Charles1_.
But you're here on Candlepin Bowling Network, so here's my annoying voice. 13 pins plus an extra mark for Exeter right now. That's Surette's right now, off to a good mark perfect start there. Simple as that. Remember, 2 points to the winner of each string, 2 for total, and 1 point in the standings. That is it, separating these two teams.
And Greg has stats for the bowlers. Did all the work for me tonight for a change. I mean, not for a change. Give me a break today, I should say. Greg does a great job. Give me a break for a change, I meant to say. That didn't come out right.
Well, no.
Thank you, Greg.
But everyone who knows you, Paul, knows you're the Energizer Bunny, so absolutely happy to shoulder some of the load
It's
here.
been a long season, 35 weeks. Playoffs 8 days from now. That's at Riverwalk Lanes, Amesbury, Mass. Mark and Melissa Ritchie's house. Mark and Melissa Ritchie do a great job. Great teachers of the game. Here's Nick Norcross, top of the order. They switch sides every 2 boxes. 7, 8, 10. Here's Dean Sullivan, veteran bowler, 63 years young, spread eagle.
Dean Sullivan, like Aaron Fontaine, substitutes for Exeter, so that's why they don't have the matching colored shirt. But they've been very stalwart helpers.
Nick, a tough leave, still is. 7, 8, 10, my goodness. Sullivan trying to get at least 3, does.
Tough to score at Central.
Norcross an 8. 11 straight to start the match. No marks for Central, 3.
Norcross has a 113 road average. That's how they determine the high average, as Sullivan takes that 9. Dean Sullivan a 115 average. Norcross had been battling injury recently, haven't checked in, but so is Exeter for that matter. Both Jonathan Boudreau sidelined early and Eric Pelletier.
The Extra up 14 on the left, plus a mark. Jeff Surette, the third bowler, the only mark on the board.
I believe it was Norcross's hip that was ailing him last I checked.
Sullivan curves left, comes back up for the 3 and 6. That's the 1, 7, 8, 10. We're in the first of 3 strings.
First head pin Dean's missed.
So accurate bowler. It's a lot of bad breaks. Norcross way off course there. Steals a couple. 1, 6, 10. You can see him wincing on the lanes. Sullivan, good ball there. Almost. Gave it a ride.
And made the 1-7-10 for that matter.
And not in Augusta, Maine. The Sports Center, Augusta, Maine Bowling Center. Norcross at 9. No marks for him. It's now 12 straight for the team. 36 through 4. Sullivan at 10. 39 through 4. Gains more. Lead is 15 plus a ball for the 2-seed Exeter. 1 point behind in the season finale. Let's do early station ID. Let's do 7.7 seconds for station identification from Greg.
This is Candlepin Bowling Network on Facebook and YouTube. Please like the video by hitting the thumbs up button if you're logged into the platform of choice. Thank you very much for your support just by watching.
Sounds like me.
I'm working on the tight timetables you provide me, Paul.
Josh Daley, I guess team on the board. 8, 5 and the 10. No wood, no luck.
Crossed over, but that's harsh.
Actually, it's the 8 and 10. Excuse me, 8 and 10. 5 is a little more in the middle. Here's a strike for Fontaine. First strike we've seen tonight. 8 and the 10, not the 5 and the 10. Hits the 10, has the 8, not the 5. Sometimes I get blocked up by that camera in front of me.
My bad.
That's my fault. I get Charlie TikTok's phone right in my face. 9 for Daley, and now the streak is 13 without a mark. How many times can you say that about this team? Central can afford, like Greg said, to lose 2 strings. As long as they win total in 1 string, they're in. Number 1. Could be a preview of the finals if everything goes to form. Charles Collins on TikTok at _Charles1_.
Bowler's waiting. There's no glitch here.
If you come up to England, Maritimes of Canada, Candlepin bowling, a great sport for any age. Anybody can bowl. People in the 90s and 100s bowl Candlepin. Never too late to pick up Candlepin. Lighter balls, 2 pounds, 4 ounces to 2 pounds, 7 ounces. The Candlepin sticks, 2 pounds, 8 ounces. Daley on the nose, 7-2-4 in the 6 to the right. Aaron Awesome Fontaine on the strike, trying to double it up. Just push right. 1-2-10. His grandfather Tom Olston, one of the best bowlers in the game ever. In the Candlepin Hall of Fame. Daley skip lobs, which is legal.
3 splits for Daley now.
Aaron trying to split it over. No, 7 to strike, 17 box.
That's it, 39-3. And Daley takes the 10.
Nice shot for Aaron Fontaine. What is that, Greg? You missed the second, made the third.
But it was a good shot.
PGS, all grand special.
That's it is.
Quick update from Greg.
So Jeff Surette on the only open mark right now. Exeter off to a great start here. Remember, Exeter can't win it in the first 2. Central 3 could, but they are behind by maybe 5 marks at this point.
Nick Leach, first strike, 9.
Nick Leach, the record setter with Madison Riva this year's Pro Series at that mixed doubles. Speaking of 1-7-10 Augusta.
He's the 4. Here's Jeff Surette, 2 marks in a row. Spare 7, spare 6. No, make it a 7. Not a head pin in it, fell from behind. 2 spare 7s, 34-2 in the first of 3. Leach for the first mark, missed it.
A lot of drops on the foul line I'm noticing in the early going. It does affect the break of the ball and how its trajectory.
Surette for 3 in a row.
Push, push. You're hit.
Wow, push at 7 to the channel, wouldn't go. And Leach, the PGS, missed the second, make the third for a 10.
All 10s.
30-3. Surette hits the rack of his leg, gets it down for a 10. 37.
44.
44-3, make it 34-2, 44-3. No marks on the board. Very unusual, these two teams. High caliber, high firing teams. 30-pin lead for Exeter.
So tough to score here at Central.
4 from the post. They battled each other all year.
Observant viewers will notice Central 3 will sometimes go upstairs.
Surette 9 again. This time it's the 8. A guide to the right to help.
But they'll slot in wherever they can. Central 1, of course, goes on, and Central 2 both go upstairs.
H2 full. Surette takes it down. 3 out of 4. Spare. 54 and a ball through 4. Leach a 9. Only pin the deck. 39-4 on Candlepin Bowling Network with simulcasting on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. TikTok users, please subscribe for free, never a charge. Semi-Pro to Pro Action, something for everyone. Almost 2,000 videos, over 4,500 subscribers. Help us out. Trying to get to 5,000 subscribers this year. Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube in high definition. And those on CBN, please support Charles Collins at _Charles1_ on TikTok. Justin Waters trying to get his team going. 1-2-4 in the 10. Dave Barber slips, goes right for 5. 1-2-5 in the middle. 7-10 post.
Maybe this time gets saved by colliding into the ball return instead of oversliding the line.
Waters, good shot. Won't go. 4 in the 10. The 0-4 streak continues. Barber slips again. Leads at the 5 and the 7.
It's a bit of a rainy day out there. I'm not sure if it's having an effect on it. I mean, obviously they'll try and clean their souls beforehand, but who knows?
Waters field goal for an 8. 25-3. Barber gains a pin with a 9. 28-3. 32-pin lead for Exeter. 1 mark on the board for Jeff Surette once again. He's got the only one with marks today, I believe, right?
He has 3 of 4 marks. No. Aaron Fontaine is 2. That's the other factor. Not a soul otherwise has a mark.
Very unusual. Waters buries the pocket, splits again, 6-10, 7 left, unbelievable.
There's more on the 1-2. He's a spot bowler, so he's more prioritizing finding his place in the approach of the lane.
That would bounce him out between the 5 middle, 8 left, like the game of operation. Did not hit the buzzer. The red nose did not go off. One of the best deliveries in the game today. Great try. Hard to get that one on the left. Barber's first mark, off the mark. Try to go outside that 5, fine line. Waters on for a 10. And Barber, Paul Grant special, missed the second, make the third. A lot of those already today so far. That's at least 4. 38 for Barber, 35 for Waters.
Shows you how strong these bowlers can be.
That's 18 straight to start the match without a mark for Central 3. They're down 32 plus the ball from Surette.
That's classic candlepin for you. The pins have their way with you, even against the best of the best.
Kenny Harris with 9. Stirring at the 10, Chris Boisvert. Anchor ball is up now. Smooth ball. He gets 7 somehow. 4, 9, 10. Harris gets the first mark. The 0 for 18 draw is over. 1 is all you need. 4, 9, 10 for Boisvert. Greg will be calling the second string.
Yes, we will be calling the 17th playoffs as well. How many streamers? It's actually to be determined.
So close. Yeah, 2 or 3 streamers probably that first shift because it's so crowded there for space. We'll cover at least 2 of the 4 matches, the first match. Boisvert takes a 10.
29. So he's
First to 3 strings.
It's great pinning all told. Of the 14 frames Exeter hasn't marked in, they've only left 6 pins standing. Of the 18, Central 3 has gotten no mark in. 13 pins have been left standing.
Harris on the nose, 9. 19 bucks.
38 through 3.
Boisvert finds the pocket off the wall. He's got the 2, 8, and the 10. 8 hiding behind the 2. Hiding behind the 2. Wood in between. Harris for 2 in a row. Missed it. They missed 3 singles, I believe now, Greg. Not going to make them all. Final season. Week of the season. 35 weeks. Start in September. Boisvert. Nice try. Can't get to the East Coast. And Harris picks it up for a 10. You know what that is. 48 half. The 58 half?
48 half. 48 through 4.
48 through 4, Maker. Sorry. Only the 4th box, not the
2
5th
boxes
ball.
at a time, Buckaroo.
I'm used to the 5 box ACST matches.
No worries.
Boisvert at 10. 39.
We'll do a score check here. 219 to 196 is confirmed. I just heard it, and Jeff Surette, the only one on a spare. Stop me if you've heard this one before. 23 pins up right now. Eric Capella is in house right now, keeping score right now.
219 to 196.
They're getting
Lead us down to 23 for Exeter. They got the mark on the board for the 3rd bowler, Jeff Surette, the only mark on the board.
plenty of time in this 3-string match here. Looking for the bowlers to bear down here.
Kane Sullivan in the pocket, light hit. Dominoes a couple. 5, 8, 7, 10. Nick Norcross, 4, 7, 8. Looking for his first mark.
Dean Sullivan's victory against Central Park's own Mike Salona was 354 to 326. Candlepins for Cancer.
That's on YouTube on Candlepin Bowling Network to watch. Sullivan spare, courtesy of the wood. That's the advantage of Candlepin versus 10-pin. Lowest score for more thrilling shots like that to make. Game of skill and challenge for any age. Norcross takes an 8. 44 half. Sullivan 49 of the ball through 5. The playoffs are received after each round. 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. Sullivan on the spare. Nice pocket shot. 8, maybe 9. It's 9. A wiggle in the 4. 58 half. Norcross off to the right. 6, not a bad leave. 1, 2, 4 in the 10. We're in Central Park Lanes, East Boston, Mass. Sullivan missed it.
Dean Sullivan 5 for 6 on the head pin. Wanted that one back.
Norcross, good ball. Won't carry much. 4 in the 10. Unbelievable. Sullivan gets it for a 10. 68 through 6. Norcross an 8 and just 52 through 6. And Fontaine had a strike earlier for Exeter on the right. Josh Daley on the left. for Central 3, the defending champions. Down right now.
A spare and a strike right now, but Exeter needs 5 points. That's 2.5 strings, essentially.
They've each taken turns sweeping each other during the season also. If I'm not mistaken. Here's a strike ball. He pushes it down. Daley bombs the pocket. 7-10 goal post. Wow.
59 plus 2 for Fontaine. A super substitute he's been called. 128 average.
Both his marked strikes. What a luxury to have in his team. Daley with the wood. Can't get to the 7 somehow. And Aaron's going to be blown from Metro, Nick Zeffalotto's team, Freshie's team, next season.
Josh Daley, a 123 average. That's 4th best in the league. Harris, 127, and Waters, 128.
Daley at 10. Simulcasting on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube with Charles Collins' TikTok page @_Charles1_. Please subscribe to his channel on TikTok again @_Charles1_. For those on TikTok, please subscribe to Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube for countless hours of videos.
Substitutions in the playoffs? Not really. In case of injury, you can in a pinch, but
Aaron Domino's 8 on the strike. Double wood in front of the 4-7. Really overdue for a mark. Calms the pocket again. Another split.
5 in a row.
3-6-9 behind the 3-7 left. Wood to help, maybe. Aaron for the big 20. Has it.
Notice he plays on the right wood. Clever shot.
Spare on strike. 69 through 6, 79 ball. And Daley picks it up for a spare on the board. 58 in the ball through 6. Aaron 79 in the ball through 6. Now Jeff Surette on his 3rd spare in 4 boxes. He's on the right for Exeter, 1 point behind coming in. The defending champ Central 3 on the left.
Jeff Surette and Chris Boisvert, for that matter, 122 averages.
Surette, quarter. Yikes, that's a 1 fill. Welcome to Candlepin Bowling. The trials and tribulations. 56 through 4.
55, in fact.
55 included through 4. Good second ball, and now he's in parallel. Time like Dark Shadows, great TV show in the 60s and 70s, highly rated. Leach, he gets a spare. Now they're starting to get a little warmed up now. Jeff a 9. After a spare 1, that's Paul Grant bowling. 64 half. And Leach now on a spare as Greg on instant replay. Greg loves his little toy here.
Yay.
It's like Christmas time with Greg on the instant replay.
What can I say except you're welcome? Uh-oh.
Surette goes right for the 6-9-10. Leach on the bonus, the W, the wiggle, the 1-8-9 leave. That's on a spare.
56.
56 half. Getting close now. Surette trying to bounce back, goes left. 1, 3 in the 4. Leach trying to pull it off, gets behind the 1. Surette, object pin number 1 for an 8. 72 through 6 in the first of 3 strings. Leach nails it for a 10, 66 through 6 on Candlepin Bowling Network. Executive producer is Bob Lee. 37-pin lead right now for Exeter, plus, and it's 1 spare for each side, both the second bowlers.
400s usually fly with these folks. Jeff Surette, 5 400 triples on the year. Aaron Fontaine and Chris Boisvert, 4 each. Dave Barber is 1 as well. For Central, 3. Danny Harris, 9. Josh Daley, 6. Justin Waters, 4.
Dave crosses over 7. 3-5 to the 9. Waters also looking for his first mark. The diamond left. 2-4-5 the 8. Played hide and seek behind the 2. Barber, oh, look at that one. He's up the sleeper pin the 9.
5, then the 3.
Waters for a spare, pushed to right. 2-4 in the 8. Stephen Aaron is an automatic man. You could say that. A lot of these bowlers are. All these bowlers are terrific. Barber at 10. Sometimes not your day, though. It's early on. It's hard to have all 10 bowlers, both sides combined, clicking at all cylinders all the time. Waters 9. Dave gets a pin back.
Yeah, 38-pin advantage right now.
48 for Barber, 44 for Waters. Still a hit for each side.
Exeter is pinning better, even considering they've gotten more marks as well. They've left 9 pins standing to Central 3's 18.
Barber off to the left on the 2-8. Mike Cannelpin actually started in 1880 before 10 pin in 1895. Waters in the pocket, no diamond. This time it's a triangle, 2-4-5.
I'm fuzzy on that history. I think bottle pin somehow precedes standard 10 pin.
Yeah. RWA, welcome on TikTok. Louis Baby, hello. Waters for a spare. Missed again. Not quite himself yet. Barber threw it away for an 8. 56 through 6. He has no marks. Pinning well. Waters splits the uprights for a 10. 54 through 6. Here come the ankle bowlers. Danny Harris has spare 9 recently. He's trying to get his team rallied. 48 through 4. Chris Boisvert. 3 10s and a 9. 39 through 4. Again, 1 spare for each side. Extra up 34. Make it 36. 36 to lead here in the first. Season finale.
14 head pins to 16 for Central 3 on the first ball.
2 deadly bowlers. Boisvert pounds 9. He's up to 10. Back to lane 4. Danny Harris hooks right. Kick up the wall gives him 5.5. 1, 2, wiggling 4, 8, wobbling behind the 2, plus the 10.
2 former stars of Channel 50, Candlepin stars and strikes. Dick Lutzkin, Mike Morin.
Boisvert, spare. 49 in the ball through 5. Harris, good try, too accurate. Everything going extra's way so far. Harris takes a 9.
Good out.
57 half. Greg with the update after this box. And Greg will be calling the middle string. Jim Lozinski, good to see you. Nico Puhar, hello. Shannon Woods, hello. Dino Dallas. Dallas with an E watching.
Speaking of Boutwells.
Yep. On the Mixed Worlds, Ladies Internationals. Boisvert goes left, comes back for the 6. Not bad. 1, 3, 10 on the spare 7. 56 half. Harris 6 right, 7 left. Now, I like that wood to the left of the 6. If you can get that wood to the right, nudge it over, that could possibly carry it.
I'm a little worried it's too deep. We'll see.
Maybe. Boisvert for a spare. He nails it. 66 in the ball through 6. Harris missed the object pin to 6. Exeter a decent lead right now, but no lead is safe, even down the last 4 boxes.
I wonder if
some crazy ones.
The wood will make this out easy, but the 6 pin. Oh, wow.
Wow. It's a nice 10, the wow 10.
Yeah, I'll say.
67 through 6 on Candlepin Bowling Network. The Friday Night Pro League Game of the Week simulcasting on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube in high definition, and Charles Collins TikTok at _Charles1_ at _Charles1_.
Scores accurate to this point, 341 to 297 right now. Aaron Fontaine and Chris Boisvert on marks, as is Josh Daley. And let's take one more look at Danny Harris getting the sweet out on the 6-7 before Nick Norcross and Dean Sullivan get up.
It's not an easy shot to make in Candlepin. Top of the order. Switch sides every 2 boxes. Norcross, nice crossover shot, but look at this one. Triangle 9, the 10. Give him a break.
Crossovers leave whatever in the world that is.
Sullivan has better luck without the head pin. 1, 3, 10. Norcross, good effort. 7-10 goal post. Always football season.
He made the 4-8-9.
Sullivan pushed it left. Nothing there. Norcross dunks it for an 8. 60 through 7. Sullivan chops up the head pin for an 8.
A couple of other TV stars here. Nick Norcross is on the Comcast show out of Woburn Bowlodrome. Dean Sullivan on King of the Palace, known as Dean of the Palace for his dominance on that show.
7-time champion there. Sullivan 76 through 7. Nick trying to get something going. Better odds here. Another triangle, 2 middle, 4 left, 5 right.
Another crossover gets away with this one.
Sullivan going left on the crossover himself. 9 falls down. 3 in the 10. Baby split. Decent wood. Norcross. Spare on the board. 70 the ball through 8. Just takes 1 to get you going. Sullivan answer. He got it!
86 in a ball through 8, and we take another look at Norcross's. Dean Sullivan's came off the wall there, and then triangle number 2. It's again on the other side of the pocket. Usually Norcross, the lefty, would want the 1-2 pocket, but there it goes all the same.
Tune into the Mixed Worlds, June 27th, 1 p.m. on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. starts. Live on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube from Butwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. Both bowlers on spares. Josh Daley first. 3, 61 through 6. Aaron 2 strikes, now a spare. 79 the ball. Nice ball, strike again! Bombs away, baby! 3 strikes in the string.
Which is nuts. Bowlers usually want 1 or 2.
89 through 7 through 6. 99 plus 2 through 7. That was a bomb. 3 strikes, 1 spare in the string. Daley looking for a bunch. Gets nice out for an 8.
There's one benefit to the fact that Central 3 comes in with the lead. Even if this string goes way out of hand, they can take rings 2 and 3 and win the Friday Night Pro League, because that would get them 4 points and they would retain first place. A tie for first is mathematically impossible.
69 through 7. And that would be a 5-string roll-off next set if that were the case, but it's not. We won last year.
This is the first string, Shannon.
Daley, dominant bowler. Look at this one. He got the 1 and the 9. Cruel game. And on his 3rd strike, fell the string. 6-10 to 7. Wood rolls away.
Strike, spare, strike for Fontaine in the last ones.
Daley, great try, almost.
Josh Daley commentated Aaron Fontaine's Pro Series victory at Exeter, in fact.
Aaron Odrepin does not carry. 8 in the strike.
Defeated Sean Baker.
107 through 7. Daley a 9. 78 through 7. Extra rolling right now. Fontaine 8.
I'll fix that. 8 Phil.
115.
116, in fact, my bad.
116 make it?
Yep.
That was an 8-box was it the 9?
8 Phil and oh yeah, you're right.
Once in a while. So not 8, 115 through 8. 3rd bowlers.
We can peek over as well.
Nick Leach goes left. 1-3-8-10.
For our viewers' sake.
Jeff Surette has 3 marks already. He's got a 3-1 split, 4 left, 3-6-10 right. We're in Central Park Lanes, East Boston, Massachusetts. Season finale, 35 weeks season.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, what a shot for a spare for Leach. 76 in the ball through 7. Surette just missed right. 3 right, 4 left.
Such a deft touch on Leach's ball and goes around the world with it. We'll see that in a moment.
You miss a single pin, you make a shot like that. Welcome to Candlepin Bowling. Surette a 9, having a good string, 81 through 7. Decent string, not to his standards, but decent.
That's across the face of the 8-pin.
Leach crosses over, bombs away, baby, strike on spare. Sometimes you can make a great shot like that, you get a lousy fill, but he killed it that time. 86 through 7, 96 plus 2 through 8. Jeff pulls
no. Did not want that pin to fall.
Now he's got the 4-7-10. Can he helicopter the wood or will he go for the pins? I'm going to try to tip that wood.
Oh, boy.
1 behind makes it harder.
Trying to make a 4-7-10 is clean is tough, but what does he do here?
The wood and back may cause issues. He's trying to block a few times. He goes left, and he almost got it. That's what I thought he would do. The 1 behind didn't turn right, turn enough. Great effort nonetheless.
He's annoyed, but I don't think with the shot, surely. Just the luck.
10. 91 through 8 on Candlepin Bowling Network and Charles Collins simulcasting on TikTok at _Charles1_.
Mind you, if Central 3 can start pulling this total back here, it gives them the opportunity to win just 1 string, have a 1 big blockbuster string, and take it all. Much like that Central 1 comeback against Metro a couple weeks ago. Or, no, last week, excuse me.
Justin Waters on lane 5. 54 through 6, Dave Barber. 56 through 6, seeking their first marks. Both pinning well overall. Waters finds the pocket, drops 8. 2 left, 5 right. 51% chance for 2 and 3 pinners to convert without wood. Stats by Candlepin Bowling Network. Case in point for Barber, 1, 2, 4.
Didn't mean to embarrass you. Sorry about that, Shannon. Really appreciate the questions in the chat. Shouldn't have been like that.
Waters missed right, just a little bit off. So accurate usually. Barber off the wall, breezed it down, spare. Took a moment to develop. 66 in the ball through 7 for Exeter.
First spare for Barber.
Yep, Waters a 10, 64 through 7. Exeter in control right now by 49, and they get 2 marks each side.
Yeah, so the 2 comes off the wall but gets it on the helicopter coming back.
3 marks to 2 for Exeter to make it.
Finale of the Friday Night Pro League.
Waters pounds the head pin again, splits. Wobbling 3, 6, and a 7. Barber in the bonus. He goes crazy on the head pin. 9 and wiggle. 4 pin holds up.
By what's-his-face Davis.
Paul Davis, I go crazy. Number 12 song in 1978. I'm Casey Kasem, this American Top 40. Waters. Oh, what a shot for a spare.
Well placed.
On the board, 74 in the ball through 8. Barber missed it. We've seen a lot of single pins missed. And that's the easiest one to hit out of all the pins standing. Stats by Kenneth Moline, about 21% versus a 2 or 3 pinner. Wasn't there for a 9. Dave Barber, 84 through 8. The anchor balls come up. An update from Greg after these next 2 boxes.
So they're getting the, so Leach with that 20 box, Waters with that spare. Still, though, Central 3 has a lot of work to do right now. 13 marks to 7, the advantage for Exeter.
Harris crosses over. He takes down 6. 3, 7, 9 behind the 3 and the 10. Interesting wood. 3 pieces. Chris Boisvert crosses over. He's got the 3 right, 7 left. Wood tapping the 3. Won't fall, but gives him a guide to help blow over to the 7.
8 fill it is then.
Harris trying to nail it. What a try. Here goes the 7. It falls. Unbelievable spare. 7's a wild. 7, 7, 7, 77. The ball and a spare for Boisvert. 2 great shots. Greg, both instant replays.
I regret I have but 1 replay to give for my country. This is the 3, 7, 9, and 10 off the wall very slowly, and that's why it took so long.
Harris on the bonus. Look at this. Brady can make a great shot, and this allows him to fill 3 right in the nose. Perfect shot. Nothing to show. 80 through 7. Boisvert 84 in the ball. Left side 6. 90 through 7 in the first of 3. Harris only 2.
It averages out, but that's the quaint thing. Sometimes you miss your head pin and you get more.
That was a song. More. The Andrea 2 connection in the 70s. Long lay the hits. But try Boisvert. Wouldn't get to the 10.
Classic way to miss the horseman. You drill it, but you just can't carry the back one.
Harris, object pin, carries all but the 2 and the 6 for an 8. 8's a wild. 8, 8, 8, 88 through 8. Boisvert 10, 98. 98 through 8. Got an 8 box, right?
Well, no, Boisvert got a 10.
A 10, I'm sorry, I was on the wrong screen.
There we are.
100 through 8, make that my bad. Now Greg with the update.
There we have it. 70 pin advantage for Exeter. 14 marks to 8 pin.
476.
Confirming scores.
406.
70 pins the advantage. 476 to 406 is confirmed. Pinning is Exeter 17 pins left standing on the plate in the string. Central 3 26. Head pin accuracy pretty comparable. Central 3's got 3 more head pins and 2 more splits, I suppose. So the split luck, I mean, we've seen some brutal leaves here at Central, but the luck's kind of averaging out for both sides.
Both on spares. Top of the order. Final 2 boxes of the first. Sullivan 8. 94 through 8. Norcross on his first bonus. 70 the ball. Only 2 the 3-9. Unbelievable. 2. 72 through 8.
Which effectively swings a mark for Sullivan.
Dean spare again.
Make it 2.
Norcross good second ball. Dominoes, but leaves up to 6. Got a jolt. Dean 104 in the ball through 9. Nick, Curtis the Wood takes a 10. Just 82 through 9. Trying to finish strong, heading to the middle string. 9 boxes to go in the first. 2 strings after this. The season finale, week 35 of 35.
Great to see you all, north of 250 people watching live on Facebook and YouTube, and however many more of you on demand on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube.
Sullivan, strike! 3 in a row! 2 spares and a strike. The veteran bowler. Norcross crossing over. Breaks up the check mark, now the triangle. Wood between the 2 left, 5 right. Dean on fire, 114 through 9, 124, plus 2 in the 10th, no surprise. Norcross, spare, second spare, late in the string.
Bonus balls coming up for each in the 10th as we look again. That's Sullivan wrecking a rack. Dave Maddle's term fittingly.
And not ripping the rack like the podcast by Tim Matero, Calvin Locke, and Brian Atherin every other Monday during the regular bowling season.
Available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Sullivan feeling it, 7 on a strike. Norcross on a spare, repping his first. A lemon drop, 1 fill, ouch. A 2 fill and a 1 fill. 93, disappointing start. Sullivan, 9 to strike, nice finish, 133. That's 40 right there of his counterpart. And Exeter rolling right now, looking good for the first 2 points. 94-pin lead, who would have thought?
The matching number for Exeter is 5. The matching number for Central 3 is 4. Remember, 2 points per string, 2 for total.
Remember, Central 3 can still win the next 2 strings. And as long as it doesn't matter what happens, they can still lose total.
Right.
Number 1 versus number 2.
Even if it becomes 200, they can still take the next 2 strings.
Aaron Fontaine. Oh, another strike. He's got 4 on the string. Daley, setback leave.
Oh, if only he wasn't getting him every other frame.
4 separate single strikes, 1 spare for Aaron. Awesome Fontaine. 125 plus 2 in the 9th.
Notice Daley didn't go after the wood there because it seldom snaps off it. He's trying to cut those pins instead.
10, 88 through 9. Exeter taken to the house here in the first, but Central 3 very resilient. We saw last Friday night in that big match with Metro in Central 1 for a 110-pin lead. Wasn't safe after 2. 105-pin lead after 2. 110-pin win.
Oh boy, oh boy. You're hit.
Strike bid, almost.
Literally tried to pull the string.
Daley 8, 5 in the 8. Got close to a double in his 5th strike of the string.
Aaron Fontaine's high singles, say what you will about the circumstances, 236.
For a spare, bang!
145 in a ball.
Daley 9, the ball to go, trying to get to 98 through 9.
Chance got away there.
98 for the string. 10, 98, disappointing start. Very unusual, not hit triple digits, 98.
That last one was a chance that got away, but 6 splits on the string is a nightmare, and he'll hopefully get some better fortunes next time.
And Exeter have triple digits in the season finale, string 1 of 3. Fontaine goes left. He'll take 7.
Don't hit that button too soon.
152, first string for Aaron. Awesome Fontaine. Wow. 4 strikes, 1 spare.
Aaron Fontaine had 4 400s, I mentioned. 417 is tops for the season in his 13 matches, all substituting for Exeter, if I remember correctly. Dean Sullivan's actually subbed 15 matches, I believe, all for Exeter.
Jonathan Boudreau, Eric Pelletier out with injuries. Just Surette steals 8, 1 on the 7. Nick Leach on a strike.
Surette's ball mixes so effortlessly that it almost doesn't matter whether he gets head pin or not. He has perfected that ever since the days of Candlewood Lanes.
He hit the wood, won't carry. Leach for a spare and strike, nails it.
Another 20 box.
106 to 8, 116 the ball through 9. Surette, slow motion, rocking and rolling, falls down for a lazy 10. 101 through 9. Central 3 trying to get it closer in total. Okay, we saw 105-pin deficit last week by Metro. Metro's up 105.
You never know.
The first by 5, and they lost by 126 last one. You just never know. Surette 9. King is the 5. Leach, another good ball, 9. He had 14 strikes the other night against Steve Poole in the ACST, Class A North in Portsmouth. 7:21, Surette spare. Fourth mark of the string, 111 the ball. Leach another mark.
4 marks in the back half for Nick Leach.
135 of the ball in the 10th. Surette 111 of the ball.
Surette, a very pro standard string right there. The one fill, the only thing he'll really want back. Other than that, good pinning. Average bowler, Paul's mentioned it before, 1 strike and 3 spares just about. For a 120 average bowler.
Surette 9. 120 first string. Leach 8. How about a 143 opening string for Nick Leach for Central 3, the bright spot so far. 4 blocks to go before the middle string. Season finale on Candlepin Bowling Network. Please subscribe. It's free, never a charge, in high definition. Please tell your friends and family to do so also. Watch your friends on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube forever.
Fontaine is arguably the top bowler this year, says perhaps Mark Weber, if that's Candlepin Main Attractions, another content creator.
Mark averaging almost 125 this year.
Either him or Daley, I would say.
Barber 9.
Since Daley's won 2 most recent team international competitions.
Waters on his first spare 5, 79 through 8.
And the Easter Classic, by the by.
Dave double wood by that 4. Not going to be easy with that angle.
Though again, Fontaine came in 3rd. Tim Hazard came in 2nd.
First spare. He got it.
We'll take that. Wanted the broadside, but hey, no style points in this game.
94 on the ball through 9. Waters, good try, won't go. 7 to 9. No wood, no luck. Tough first string for Central 3, defending champs. They can still take care of business by winning the next 2 strings and clinching number 1.
Total does not really matter.
Waters a 9.
It does shut 1 door, to be fair.
9. Yep.
It means Central 3 must win 2 strings. There is no way they can win with a single string, basically.
Right.
Not likely, anyway.
Unless it's last Friday night. Barber on the bonus. He sweeps 7, 2-7-10.
Good sidewall action.
101 through 9. Waters crossing over, spinning around. It's a check mark. Barber, nice shot. Almost.
Wow, cartwheeled in front of that 10-pin.
Would you take a look at that? Waters can't uncheck it. 5 in the 10. Tough first string for him. Dave a 10. Ends up with an opening string of 111.
Got 2 marks in the last 4. That's good momentum for Barber.
Waters at 9. Watch out from the second string. 97 opening string.
7 for 10 on the head pin was Waters, so he's another bowler who's had his chances.
Not much to show for a lot of splits and some missed chances too, but
Yeah, some thin leaves as well for Waters.
X will have the first 2 points. They'll temporarily have first place after this first string by 1 point. Dave Gowans, good to see you again. Eric, thank you for watching. Chuck Grindle, thank you.
Good to see you all.
Boisvert 9. Final 2 blocks of the first. Harris 5, 8, and the 10. Greg will be calling the middle string.
You got it, bud. 4 straight splits for Harris.
Charles Collins on TikTok, simulcasting on Candlepin Bowling Network at _Charles1_. Boisvert taps the wood, spare. 110 in the ball in the 9th.
4 marks in the last 5.
Harris, good try, can't get to the 10. I expect Central 3 come out of the gate next string. You're too good of a team. Everyone's a bad one here and there. As Harris at 10, 98 through 9, final box of the first.
The last time these teams met, and Kyle Bruce mentioned it as well on his alleychat.net recap, when Week 5, Exeter took 6 of 8 points. In Week 16, Central 3 took 7 of 8 points.
Oh, that's right. I thought it was 8, it was 7. That's right. Boisvert 3-2 split on the spare 5, 115 through 9. Harris thin hit 4.
3 bowlers in Central 3, sub 100. Billy Bloom, another pro bowler, mentioning that.
Boisvert just missed the octave 2, not by much.
That got a
too full, Greg.
That got a rise out of them. That was not far off the spot for Boisvert.
We're going for the short 2. Does for 9. 124 first string. Harris grabs 2 for 9. 107 first string. It's all X in the first of 3 strings. Season finale on Candlepin Bowling Network. Paul Grant, Greg Gouillart live from Central Park Lanes, East Boston, Mass. 640 to 538, 102-pin lead. And with a play-by-play for string number 2 is Greg Gouillart.
Thank you very much. Just confirming the scores here. 100.
Wait, what did Harris have? Johnson, what did Harris have?
Just confirming the scores here, folks. But we show is a 102-pin margin for Central 3. Norcross to start off string 2 with a strike.
And that's more like Nick Norcross.
Dean Sullivan smack dab in the middle here. Is this where this string is headed?
Edward Tyler and TikTok watching. Hello, Edward. Sullivan, nice try, almost.
What a cut that is, 2, 4, 6, 7.
All right, Greg has the play-by-play.
Just going to look over here and make sure that Central 3 has the scores. I think they do.
I'll double-check the feed, Greg.
But yes, 538 as well. Sullivan works out of this perfectly for a 10. Nick Norcross a strike to start. He'll fill now.
Scores confirmed.
Thank you. Looking for another one. Splits it up, 3, 4, 6.
Each team capable of doing the same thing to each other.
Sullivan's thin on this head pin, 2, 7, 8. Chops out the front pin. Dean's got a chance here. Wood in front of the 7.
18 through 1 for Norcross.
And he does. Wood takes it out. Sullivan's got his 5th mark. Norcross gives away 2 pins right there, but 26 through 2, nothing to sneeze at.
Achoo. Tracy Fontaine, loving Aaron Fontaine's first string. Eric Thornston, hello.
Central Park Lane's a beautiful antique house here in East Boston, Massachusetts. Antique and yet well cared for. Chuck Vazella of Channel 5 fame.
That's several 200s in his career, too.
And as I see Aaron Fontaine here, Chuck Vazella, Tom Olsta victim on Channel 5.
Olsta's grandson, Aaron Fontaine, the left.
Josh Daley got stuck with a 98 string previously, has a diamond this time. With Rich to restart the momentum. Fontaine, after a 152, it's a check mark left.
4 strikes and 1 spare in that first. 4 separate single strikes. Almost had a double.
Diamond in front of the 8-pin goes the wood. Nothing doing.
Nothing wrong with that shot.
Fontaine in front of the 7.
Nothing wrong with his either.
We're seeing a lot of the times with the sidewalls just not taking out everything it should.
Each with a 10. Candlepin Bowling Network, home of the Mixed Worlds Ladies Internationals. June 27th to the 29th, Friday through Sunday, 1 p.m., June 27th. Live coverage on YouTube on Candlepin Bowling Network, also Augusta, Maine. I'm rather, Bubba's Bowling Store in Concord, New Hampshire.
Daley's got a 9-pin here.
Both events, Ladies Internationals, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. CBN has the coverage.
Now Fontaine. He's got a head pin. He's too full on it. 2 and 2.
Augusta, Maine, we're doing a Candlepin against any doubles or best box tournament to be determined sometime in July, we're hoping. Good job Mark Carrier's done, Samantha Carrier's done at 1710 Sports Center in Augusta, Maine.
Oh, no, the wood spun out on him. Wanted more of the red line, perhaps, but that's a brutal outcome. Fontaine trying to cut this off the wall. So there's the stick for Daley. He's got all the pins through 2. So
two playoff scales we'll get to in a second here, Greg. You get the standings on the screen when you get a chance, as Fontaine takes a 9. There's 2 scenarios tonight, 1 versus 2 and 5 versus 6. Hingham hosting position round versus Metro, the 6th seed. 2 points separates them.
Correct as well.
And Caddy 1 takes on the number 1 seed, in the first round would either be one of these two teams tonight.
Disappointed as they are, the 9-10 and 11-12 matchup significant as well.
Top 8 make the playoffs. $7,850 for the winning team to split, $6,350.
Leach washed out 6, just the front two. Surette's got
second seed.
Surette a chance. 3-6. On the outside, it's good. Surette's 5th mark. Had a hot start to the last string, you might recall. Leach 9.
You could say Jeff had a bounce in the step. He bounced off the rack there.
Surette's approach has always been all the way to the left of the approach there. That's why he's running into that return all the time.
Yeah.
Leach head pin full. Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
Where's Casey McCool? Lakeside Lanes, Manchester, New Hampshire. Always hungry, always growling.
Surette's got 7 pins on that fill, you see.
That double pinochle I called a banana split during the Atlantic Candlepin singles tour matches, and Casey always said, I'm hungry. Every time I said banana splits, that's how the banter started. And we had the sound effects in the last year, make it more fun.
And if you say Casey McCool 3 times, he appears close on that 10 pin with Surette. No doing.
We had 20 the Buttwells event last month. Boy, that was funny. Casey was still hungry after 20 banana splits.
That's a triple object 8-box for Nick Leach. Surette can pick up 1 pin here.
Casey, Indiana Jones, McCool out of Lakeside Lanes, Manchester, New Hampshire. Hall of Fame at Tim Lickey's house. What a great job he does there.
Remember, Central 3 can take this string and the next and still win regardless of how much Exeter won the last one by.
Simulcasting on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube and TikTok at _Charles1_. That's at _Charles1_ on TikTok. Please support Charles Collins, the Terminator.
Justin Waters off the foul line, thin crossover, bundle of 5.
And Cantley hits the bucket shot.
Barber's got the 1-2-10.
That we learned at the Worlds in Moncton in 2023. We'll be back there this November 2025, November 3rd to November 8th. Singles knockout and team coverage, including the championship match.
Waters, that's too far right, unfortunately.
Hopefully, Greg, you'll be there this year.
I'd love to. 1-2 over the 9 spot goes Barber. Tight start to this one. Justin takes 10. Dave does not. He gets a 9 box.
Sooner or later, you know Central 3 is going to break out of this funk. They're just too darn good.
Lots of crossover between Central 3 and the Academy Lanes Worlds team, the defending champions.
Yep.
Exeter Lanes, a lot of crossover with Team Lucky Strike.
They can win by 1 pin this string, 1 pin next string, and they're in.
Yes.
And that's number 1.
That's the advantage they've earned, only just at pin 9 for Waters. Barber, 4 horsemen left side. Last week, Exeter took all 8. Central 3 only took 6. And Central 3 couldn't get over 110. Nobody got over 110 in the first string. Exeter went up against mostly bowlers that couldn't crack a 110 average as it happened. There's a spare. Waters picks a stick.
Second knock of the match, both spares.
So that number 110 making a difference in the standings, but Central 3 comes in with that 1 point, and that's why they host. Odd number teams host even number teams in this position night. A 10 for Barber.
Joe Schwartz, 312 watching. Yeah, Candlepin is fun for any age. It's cool. Candlepin bowling, unfortunately, because 10 pin has pins replaced every year, whereas the Candlepins that last 15, 20 years sometimes, they won out the battle, and the machines are hard to get for Candlepin. And hopefully it'll expand eventually one of these years.
Yeah.
Come out to New England, Maritimes of Canada.
Reliability just doesn't pay. Spread eagle for Harris, speaking of unreliable head pin.
St. John, New Brunswick, Canada, also has the women's event coming up in June.
Boisvert. Not quite to the head pin, but 4 horsemen left is a better leave. Harris off the wall. Nothing's going to roll this way. Another league in progress here at Central Park Lanes. They're just a bunch of friends hanging out, actually. Central Park Lanes in East Boston. Fun for anyone, and fun when the 4 horsemen go for Boisvert. 3 more. That's a good out by Harris. Perfectly out of that spread eagle. Just the 1 pin right now, separating the string.
Central 3 just trying to win each of the next 2 strings. They can lose total, and that's okay if they win the next 2.
Harris on the head pin, mixing around 6 pin. Chris gets rid of 6 on this one. Horseman again. Boisvert is that extreme bend to the right side of the approach. Mirroring Surette. And a spare for Harris.
All right, TikTok back up. Sorry, folks. Time's out every once in a while. Back live on TikTok.
Got to slide that puzzle piece, yeah? Outside. Nope, that's full, in fact. Wood's going to roll very slowly off the wall, but that's not going to take anything anytime soon.
Like that TikTok name with Charles Collins' feed. Varsity Quidditch. Robert, thank you for watching. And those on Canopy Bowling Network on YouTube.
If you see anything flying around, I think it's just bug season as the spring weather starts poking through. Back to the top of the order, 7 pins up right now. 110 to 103 is confirmed right now. 3 marks to 1 for Central 3. So really, even though the pin lead is on Exeter's side, Central 3 has the true advantage here.
The average spare fill 6.5, strikes 8.3 on Canopy Bowling. Stats by Canopy Bowling Network. TikTok fans, please subscribe to Canopy Bowling Network on YouTube. It's free. It's in high definition. Semi-pro to pro action, close to 2,000 videos in climbing. 4,500 subscribers, trying to get to 5,000 this year.
What was notable about Exeter's win over Team Hingham was that 8-0. It was how remarkably consistent the scores were. Sullivan 3-1 split, actually 1-1-1. Scores range from 340 to 366 across the 5 bowlers. A 7 fill for Sullivan. Norcross still filling against the 1-2-7. Dean's try. Outside, he's got this one.
Outstanding shot.
Actually on the 2-7, excuse me. And Norcross responds.
Big 20. 26 through 2, 36 in the ball through 3. Nick bowling like Nick now.
We'll see it at 2-7-10 again. Just gets over on the inside of that 2 pin, and then Wood comes off the wall to take that 10 out.
You know, 133 first.
3 splits for Sullivan, but 2 spares. Next. Thinks he's got 2. He's got 6 instead. Norcross. Ooh, too thin on that one. Not sure why I had him on a strike. That should not be the case, excuse me. That was from the first one. Just a 3-6 out for Dean. Nick's on the middle wood there. May have wanted a piece of that front wood in front of the 4 pin.
Gone Turbo on TikTok. We're in actually Central Park Lanes, East Boston, Massachusetts. Cover a lot of matches in New Hampshire, including Exeter Lanes this Sunday at 5 p.m. A 10-string New Hampshire State's All Events Championship winners match. They already clinched the number 1 seed, Aaron Fontaine. You'll see Sunday night. Amanda Carroll for the ladies, and then there'll be another woman, another man. The ladies against the ladies, men against the men. 1 versus 2. 10 stringer, 5 p.m. live this Sunday. Exeter Lane Shooter Sports Club, Exeter, New Hampshire, on Canopy Bowling Network on YouTube. That's going to be fun to watch, you TikTok viewers, and those on Canopy Bowling Network.
Almost 2,000 videos, huh? Wow.
1950 plus, yep.
Fontaine, he's too thin on this head pin. The ball tails away. That's why that pin action results. Daley just 2. Daley's been on the head pin much more than not.
It's going to slow down a little bit this next week or so. Actually, Atlantic Canopy Singles Tour playoff start this Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, as that bundle of 5 goes. Pretty simple for him. Look at the half Worcester go for Daley, though. And a big response. Seeing these 2 bowlers in the 2-hole is going to be very interesting viewing. As we see that bundle of 5. Sorry.
2 in the best of the game, side by side. Daley won the Easter Classic of Thriller by 14 pins. Aaron in the mix once again. Daley broke through.
Back-to-back thirds for Fontaine. That's difficult in its own right.
You can watch Josh's strings 12 to 20 or 13 to 20 on Canopy Bowling Network on YouTube.
His grandfather Tom only won the Easter Classic once, in fact. Plenty of top 3 finishes. Just the 1 pin out.
That's a tough fill.
Daley filling his better. 3, 4, and 6. 7 more. 37 through 3. Aaron coming back on this one. Get over 5 pin. Where are you going? And it would still going to roll. Daley's going to deliver here. Misses the split.
Try to put some body English in that little hip shot there. Try to give it a hip check for a spare.
Got to do what you got to do. Fontaine 10 and Daley 9. Nines are fine all told.
Exeter humbled Central 3 in the first by 102 pins. Right now in the second of 3, Exeter is up 9 right now, but 2 marks to none against them. Central 3, the virtual lead. And again, all they need is to win this string and next string. Doesn't matter total. They clinch number 1.
They have a slight lead for it right now.
1 point ahead coming in. Now Exeter up by 1 after 1.
Surette 3 for 3 on this head pin. Roll over into the 4. Get over, gone. Nice lead for Leach here.
A 143 first, was it for Nick?
One moment. Nick Leach had a 143 in the last string. He's off the front wood and the ball deflects. Ball weighs less than the pin. Pin weighs 2.5 pounds. The ball an ounce or 2 less. Bowlers swear by that ounce one way or another. It does make a difference in the delivery.
And that's a Paul Grant special. Missed the second, make the third. We've seen a bunch of these tonight. Never a good time for that unless you win. 27 through 3. Surette 36 plus 2 through 3. Greg Gouillart on the technology and the lead vocals.
Yes. Oh, is this going to double up?
Eric Fontaine had one earlier like that.
Jeff darn near. Fontaine, remember, had 4 strikes in the last one. Didn't double a single one. It was every other. Spare on strike for Jeff Surette. Leach. Bundle of 6 doesn't go. I didn't recognize that as a 6-pack. Check my ID. That's good for a 10.
You're young enough, Greg. I'm double your age. Going to go ahead of you before. Actually, no, you're going to go ahead of me beforehand, right?
Turdy tree,
You
if
and
you're
Mike
curious.
Warren share the same birthday. And me and Ron Ficardo Sr. 1 day apart, the same year. He's older than me. That's all I'll say. Great note of Exeter Lanes Shooter Sports Club, that's New Hampshire.
Barber's crushed this one. 5-pin only.
Waters on a spare. 10 and a spare.
All over this head pin. Too much of it, in fact.
A lot
7.
of 2-1 splits for them tonight. A lot of tough breaks. 27 through 2 in the second of 3. Season finale.
Only Waters' third split somehow. Oh, that 5-pin gets away, though. Justin tried to skinny slice that 3. Thinner than a deli meat counter. There's the 10.
I used to say Jersey Mike's. No double points for that comment.
Nor sponsorship revenue. Please advise. 9 for Waters.
I should get
Oh, where's the ball going?
in the ocean.
In the Pacific Ocean.
That's right.
13 pins for Exeter right here, so that Surette strike spare pulling a lot of weight right now.
1 spare for each side. Back to Greg.
Into this head pin. 4. Now that 10's going to get over, right? 4 and 10, and Wood in the middle. Barber's got a chance.
I'll put those scores on the screen in just a minute. Burn news there. I'll put up in just a moment.
1-2-7 for Waters. Consulting a Wood here.
For the TikTok viewers, here's the first string. Actually, we'll put up after this box. Big string for X in the first.
Yep. He's going left wood. Spin across. What a spare.
Spinning tops.
And he wanted the right-hand wood. I thought the conversation was right-hand wood. Waters can't get this one to roll back.
Extra push and lead up slightly. Now an extra mark on his side.
This will be 10 and another look at this one. Waters 46 through 4. So he goes left wood, but it gets a crazy spin. I don't know if that's going to be qualified for another candle spin bowling short. Jeff Surette had the last one, but we'll see about that.
Exeter rolled in the first. Central 3 trying to win this one and win the third to win number 1. Exeter must take 6 points or 5. 5 points to clinch number 1.
Al Blanchard said, Pshaw, you're all a bunch of kids. 9 drop for Boisvert.
We'll show again on TikTok after this box a little longer so you can see the scores.
Harris drops 8 on this one. Good fill.
Charles Collins on TikTok, not bowling tonight.
But now no more marks for Central 3. Exeter has a decided advantage. It is 9 down. Ignore the rolling. Ooh, now that was interesting. The wood rolled off the wall, and that is a spare. It had apparently stopped. Harris spares as well. The rule says if the wood has apparently stopped moving, you can deliver. So everything's kosher about this. But watch as Boisvert delivers this ball, and then suddenly gravity decides to switch on in that moment.
Which is legal. Aaron Fontaine, 4 strikes in that first for Exeter, 152. Nick Leach led his team with a 143, trying to battle to win the string.
There it is, a check mark left. Over 6, Harris aims 6 there. If Exeter wins this string as well, then Central 3 would have to win this last one by a massive amount. Then they would have to climb that mountain. Check mark goes. 3 marks and 4 for Chris Boisvert. Harris cannot get that diamond to go. Nobody can. About 1 in 4 chance we estimate. Thanks Bob Lee, our executive producer here at Candlepin Bowling Network. Good 10. All the pins down for Danny Harris, 54.
Simulcasting on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube and Charles Collins TikTok. Subscribe to Charles Collins TikTok page @_Charles1_. That's @_Charles1_. And Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube for those on TikTok and on CBN. Greg.
239 to 234. Sorry, Eric. Just 3 marks open for Exeter right now. None for Central 3. You see the smudges between total and game. Exeter cannot win it on this string, but if they get another victory, it will be very, very likely, depending on the ultimate total after those 2 strings.
A triple-digit lead like we saw last week is not safe for these 2 teams.
Exeter needs 5, Central 3 needs 4. Nick Norcross starts off with 5 pins. He's had a good start to this one, 2 marks and 4. Sullivan, just 4 out. Bundle of 5 doesn't go.
Nick got the head pin only there. Tough one. Usual miss for Dean there.
Neither of these bowlers has a 400 yet this season. They're capable. Dean has a chance to pick up some pins here. Against the 7 box, gets on the 3 pin, and he gets 1 pin more. 3 extra marks for Exeter. They're probably ahead by more than 2 dozen. That was a wild bounce off the pin setter assembly, the pin table. Got that outpost for Norcross, 4 horsemen right for Dean Sullivan. So a chance here to further this Exeter lead. Dean's too far on the outside of this head pin to get it to go. Norcross gets it out. 5 becomes 9. If you're logged in, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're logged into your platform of choice here, helps us out, helps more people learn about Candlepin bowling and watch this particularly climactic final week of the Friday Night Pro League.
I don't know if you saw the Exeter Lanes Shooter Sports Bar, the High Average Plus tournament last Sunday, 2-on-2. What a thrilling match with Josh Daley and Madison River against Aaron Fontaine and Amanda Carroll. What a wild match that was. 2-string match on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Must-see TV.
Daley 4 for 5 on the head pin in this string. Cannot get the time of day. Fontaine sure can. 4-8. What a slice that is. Daley picks up the 2-4-6-10.
Just incredible bowler, just 25 years young.
Fontaine responds.
How great can he get? Like Aaron Fontaine. Josh has won a lot.
Very little he hasn't right now.
Come on, Aaron. We're 10.
Always in the running if he doesn't. He's won just about everything, including a world title.
Madison Riva had 174 in that, if I recall correctly.
172.
172. Just down the middle.
She said 175. I have 172, but it was hard to see that stencil scoreboard in a fast-paced match.
And again, Daley getting hosed here. Fontaine 5.
Again, you make a great shot like that, a 2-2 split for a spin, you get a lousy fill, a perfect shot, a spread eagle.
Make another one. Front pins go, wow. But the 6 pin denies Daley.
A for effort there, A++.
Outside on 8. Here comes the rolling wood. Neither's going to hit the 8, though. Daley 10.
It's a 1 in 5 chance for spread eagle conversions of 10 boxes. Stats by Canopy Bowling Network, 1% for a spare without wood.
And a 9 for Fontaine. Carol Downey is watching. Yes, good to see you.
Hall of Fame at Carol Shaw Downey. Carol Downey. Sometimes Carol Shaw Downey. Good to see you, Carol. Lovely lady, too. Classy. Taught a lot of good bowlers, a lot of good people. Mike McIntosh, the tax man. John Cadero was talking about you, Carol, at one of our events.
Leach starts out on the 3 pin. Nick has a 4 horseman left.
Carol now in Florida nowadays.
Surette on the 3 of the last 4 boxes with marks. Check mark left.
I thought, Carol, you could invest your Cayman Islands account to build a Candlepin house down there, Carol.
I mean,
your offshore account, Carol.
With all the Candlepin talent moving down to Florida, past and present, why not? Check mark's gone. A 4 mark half for Surette. Way faster than the Caleri leaf. They tease him about 4 horsemen in the inner pin, we mean by that.
A sport for any age. Candlepin is cool. It's unbelievable. Anybody can bowl at any age. Check it out.
This is a breathtaking performance by Exeter right now in the early going. On the spare, on the head pin, down they go, 6-10. Fills of 7, 10, 6, and 8. 80 at the half.
Crazy. That's phenomenal. Friday Night Pro League average around 115. Top bowlers around 125, 128, some 130 sometimes. Another spare for Surette. 90 in a ball through 6. Who is this guy?
5 marks. He's just some guy.
Never heard of him.
On Channel 50, Stars and Strikes, on the Comcast show, King of the Palace.
5-time Easter Classic champion, many top 10 finishes.
The most of anybody, Lucky Strike World's champion. I think he may be in the Hall of Fame one day.
I would say it's a sure bet.
$9 for Leach. Recent record setter. In the main, Nick Leach set a main state record along with Madison Riva.
Yes.
And they both set their high 10s.
We had that coverage.
Yes. We got them on the last one.
Augusta, Maine. At the 1710 Sports Center. 10-string of mixed doubles.
Both teams have 17 head pins in the string. You couldn't tell by the score, though. Exeter 21 pins up. Sorry.
Plus 3 spares to none also. 1 here from Dave Barber on the left. Greg here on the lead vocals and the technology.
Waters had that borderline 700 just a few days ago. 1, 2, 4, 9. Barber gets 5 on his fill. Waters got it a bit out there. I wonder if this wood's going to stop up the shot for Barber. He'll try it, though. He's actually going to try the wood itself, though, and it's just not at the angle that does a lot of damage. Nice 10 for Waters. Justin 56 at the half. Dave, get across there. That'll do. Only left 1 pin standing as Barber. 54 at the half.
Let's pause 16.7 seconds for the station ID from Greg Gouillart.
Finally, I can work under these conditions. Hi, it's Candlepin Bowling Network on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Greg Gouillart. That's Paul Grant. We're here at Central Park Lanes in East Boston. Pull down the description for more details. And please join us for the playoffs from Riverwalk Lanes coming up on May 17th, 10 a.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Atlantic first ball, and that was more than 17 seconds. Into the head pin is Waters' strike. Down go the 6 and 7 in tandem.
Come on, Dave.
And that was Waters' world.
Don't call him Jesse. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Ready when it goes, but it's around the 6-10.
I can in prime time. Especially in the 8 o'clock hour. Or Wilson Pickett in the midnight hour.
Say no more. 6-10 goes. Barber gets a 10 and another look at that.
Now,
hammer.
Greg's too young to know Wilson Pickett. I'm going to wait till the midnight hour.
26-pin advantage for Exeter right now. And we see Waters strike one more time. I believe that was a 6-7 last. And yes, there you see it.
What's the 6 or what's the 7?
There's, and you see he gets the ball out there a little bit. But since that's not his normal delivery, doesn't go where he wants it to, and he gets a half Worcester.
Boisvert on another bonus.
3 marks in the last 4. This one gets away, though, and he's got a 3 fill. Harris is a tough one here. Sorry for the occasional camera shakes. We love our classic building. It does do that from time to time.
It's an earthquake test.
Not in Massachusetts, it ain't. 1, 5, and 10.
1.7 on the Richter scale.
And we all freak out anyway because we don't know better. But we have a chance to pick up some sticks here.
Rare 6 for Harris. 60 half.
Chris has a tough time of it. We'll see what he does. Goes for the headpin. Slice it. 1, 5, and the 10 go. That is a perfect out. And a perfect string through the first half.
10 spares and strikes, and Candlepin, a perfect game. A game of skill and challenge for any age. Candlepin bowling, it's unbelievable. Tell your friends and family.
So the headpin tagged the wood first, and then it tagged the 5. Oh. Those are some silly-looking pins in lane 4, I tell you what. That out was so unprecedented that we've broken the system here.
Is Yana Chuck Vizell, a great bowler in his prime. Former TV bowler, multi-200 career, singles games.
Does such a good job maintaining this gem.
Old-fashioned, all wooden lanes.
Three, 4, and 6. East Boston, Massachusetts, a wonderful international community as well. Great restaurants to boot. And here sits this multi-level gem of a bowling alley. The 3-4-6 hits the foul line, nothing doing. 33-pin lead for Exeter. They cannot win the Friday Night Pro League on this string, but the more the total goes, the less likely Central 3 is to be able to climb the mountain. If Exeter wins the string, Central 3 must win total. And another slice by Boisvert is going to make every last pin difficult.
And a Paul Grant special, missed the second, make the third for a 10, but they're winning, so it's okay.
It is a good time for that. We found one. 35 pins. Ooh, 22 lanes in total or 24?
22.
22, I was right.
10 upstairs.
But I show 362 to 327, we'll see. And yes, that score is confirmed right here. 1 mark open to 1 mark open, as you see. Overall in the string, 13 marks to 8 for Exeter. If Exeter holds this string, Central 3 must win total. Otherwise, Exeter passes them at the last possible moment. Sullivan not on a mark here. He lets that one get away. Norcross has the head pin thin. He's crossed over a few times on this one. He's got a diamond left. Dane, yes, he's got them to go. I think Woods swept that one out from behind. 79 in the ball through 7. Norcross, object, no go. Gets the other 2. That's 10. One more look here. And yes, the 5 comes into the 3 forwards, and that's how Dean gets that one to go. Put the smudge up. 79 in a ball. And the longer this keeps going, the more and more likely Exeter is to take it all. There is the playoffs coming up, but the bulk of the season awards is for getting top of the table, first place. Norcross the 1-5-10. We've actually seen that once before, if you can believe it. Outside, it's good. Ramp was nicely there. Sullivan's got 4 marks. Norcross doesn't mark there. getting tougher and tougher to bowl the strings for Nick. Still staving off that injury, but a nice 110 conversion. 43 pins plus 1 extra mark. Josh Daley and Aaron Fontaine. Fontaine's only had 6 bonus pins here, but has been pinning well. To go with that 152 previous. He's got his head pin and a nice leave results. Here's Daley. Got the head pin, 4. 4 pin is all that's left. If it isn't Botherman, Justin Kochi in the house, you may have heard. Fontaine misses the 2-pinner. Daley, yes, that's good.
Over at YFU, this is not an easy sport. It's a game of skill and challenge. No gimmies in this game. It's a fun sport for any age, though.
Because you got no oil pattern, the balls are small. Sure, a child can roll the ball, but only the grown-ups could score big with it. Or, I mean, these 2 kids. How'd they get so good so quickly? Ridiculous.
Friday Night Pro League, week 35 of 35, regular season finale, playoffs next Saturday, 8 days from now, 10 a.m. from Riverwalk Lanes, Amesbury, Mass. Another classic Wood Lane house, just 8 lanes.
Still they spill, 1-8-10 for Fontaine.
This is Central Park Lanes Beamer on East Boston, Massachusetts.
Daley, that's left out. It's overthrown out of his hand. 3 fill. Frustration setting in, the lead going bigger and bigger and bigger for Exeter.
Yeah, definitely harder sport than 10 pin for sure. Definitely a game of you have to work out, but you earn every pin. But the Bulls love it, and it's been around longer than 10 pin actually.
It's close.
15 years separates them, 1880 to 1895. Candlepin born in 1880 officially, 1895 for 10 pin.
Daley's got 7 pins to get apart, and he just knew it out of his hand that wasn't going to make it to the head pin. On this weird rainy day, a weird anticlimax developing here as the Exeter lead is now 142 plus a mark. The trophy is in the house, I see there. That is the Friday night trophy, do tell, right?
I think that's the World's Champion.
No, it is the World's Trophy.
That's the World's Trophy.
Which makes all the sense in the world, of course. Central 3 and Academy Lanes. All these 5 members bowling on Central 3, in addition to Collins on the bench, all members of that team. Jack Berrigan as well. Who am I missing? Sean Taylor. Triangle goes. Surette's got another one. 7 fill. And Leach matches.
Charles Collins, the Terminator. Winning his World Championship.
Is that him? Mark Gregory was not on this Academy roster, but he won it when they did in 2022. So did Jordan Britton. That's head pin. Get over 5 gone. Strike on spare. It is 7 marks and 8 for Surette. 8 more for Leach. That's a good count and a bad leave. For 10. I'm not sure this wood bridges the gap. Gonna try it outside over the 9 spot. What a ride he gave that one.
Moved it, Nicky. You moved it, buddy.
Oh, and Jeremy Seaholm, of course. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
172 start.
I forgot Jeremy Seaholm. Jesus. What an omission, Gregory. There's a 10 box for Leach.
And Exeter, all of a sudden, a 49-pin lead in the string, 151 in the match. They win the string. They're in good shape for the number 1 seed. And $1,500 more for the team for its second-place prize. Still time left for Central 3, but down a mark.
Waters on a strike, mind you.
Plenty of time left.
Like holding a lottery ticket, but he's only taking out 2. Another ball coming.
In that case, Central 3 has better odds.
Status quo is fine for Exeter right here. Barber's knock out the 6-10. Good bid. Water's still filling. Ooh, that's tough. On the object, but just 5. That's what happens when you blow out the 2-pin. You don't have the supporting cast. And then the head pin is liable to just fly away. And then you're left with this. Grab a few sticks here. Nice slice. That's going to be 9. Just that alone is worthy of seeing again, I think. I really should have replayed that Nick Leach bit earlier. We'll take one more look at this one. 9s are fine, and that is a fine-looking 9 at that. Dave Barber, a 118 average. 3 of his teammates in the 120s. Dave Barber also co-organizer of the Pro Series. And president of the Friday Night Pro League.
Every other year with John Zappi's. John be the president next year.
Per the league charter. Nice shot there. That all goes as 1 for Dave Barber. Waters can't slice the 3.
Exeter rolling again here in the second, but still plenty of time for Central 3 to catch up in the string.
And just every mark for the boys in purple. That's a nice 10 out of that. I've only got 1 replay slot for the time being, so take a look at this one. Waters 3-4-10, not to be forgotten. But this leave pretty when it goes, DC? And now over to Chris Boisvert and Danny Harris. Greg Gouillart alongside Paul Grant here on Candlepin Bowling Network.
And Charles Collins on TikTok at _Charles1_.
Boisvert didn't bend all the way over into the head pin, unfortunately. Harris comes from left to right at that head pin. Down goes the 6 and the 9 as well. Strike. That's the spark Central 3 needs for any chance here. Oop.
That's a Paul Grant shot.
Doesn't want to concede any pins.
Big strike for Harris.
Needs pins? That's better. 8. 41 up for Exeter. 143 in the match. That is the mountain Central 3 will have to climb if they want to take the trophy away at the last moment.
Extra 3 marks to 1 in addition.
This game is tougher than it looks. Boisvert 3 and 2. Out goes this head pin just. Is that wood going to roll anywhere useful? Guess not. 7-9's not bad, though. Out goes just the head pin. If I recall correctly, Chris Boisvert and Josh Daley won a doubles pro series at Woburn Bowlodrome a few years ago. Down goes that 9 just. No mark for Harris. Chris Neespins here. Got 1 more, so Harris can gain half a mark on this one. Gains 2 instead.
Good to see Al Blanch in the stream. Hello, Al. How you doing? Very good guy. Broadcaster for the Atlantic Candlepin Single Store as well.
We'll confirm scores here. I show it as 30 pins up. 480 for Exeter.
480.
450.
3. 1, 3, and 4.
480 pins to 450 is confirmed, folks. Unofficial until told otherwise. Beautiful wooden lanes here, 22 of them. The home team looking to solve these in a hurry. They can bowl on any one of 3 pairs depending on the evening, and they're bowling downstairs tonight. Dean's got 6 pins on his spare. Norcross across! How did the wood just sit down in front of the 10? Goodness. That's gone for Sullivan and a spare. 3 in a row. Not paying bonus money this time around.
Extra 3 marks to none, a 36-pin lead in this crucial string for Central 3.
But in addition to the bonus money, Hook Up Candlepins for Cancer helping out with Candlepin Bowling Network production costs and consulting as well. So thank you, Al Johnson, for everything you do for the bowling community, including principally all the families we've helped. How much, Paul?
$85,000 paid out to families going through cancer treatments in the Candlepin community.
And those little checks make a big difference.
Donations via Venmo at candlepins4cancer.com, candlepins4cancer.com, a 501c3 charity. You can write a check also. Address on the website, candlepins4cancer.com. Also sign up for the upcoming roll-offs as well.
9-pin roll-off, looking forward to that one.
First one ever, 9-pin in Abington, Massachusetts, Webster Timberlanes, Lucy's Pizza Bar, home of the must-have, delicious chocolate chip cookie pizza.
This is tenable here, but Sullivan only got a couple more out of that.
It'll be May 30th, June 1st, June 7th, June 8th, and June 14th. Register Candlepins number 4 cancer.com. Again, donations via Venmo. Founded by Hall of Famer Al Johnson, 2023 Hall of Fame class, and the founder of Candlepins for Cancer. Doesn't get the credit he so deservedly does.
Getting a little sleepy on the spare fill here, but Dean Sullivan 127 to the 105 for Nick Norcross.
And that's not a lemon drop for Aaron Fontaine.
So by 9-pin, which featured in our Candlepins for Cancer variety show, but by 9-pin, we mean 9 pins is automatically credited with 10, be it for a strike, spare, or 10.
Yeah, Kathy, we're just basically doing some commentary lightly on TikTok. Charles does it a lot himself. I try to do both Candlepin Bowling Network and TikTok at the same time.
Good lead for Daley here, 4-8. Fontaine just 3 out. And there's the spare. Daley had a 357 last week. Nick Leach had a 367 that week. Ooh, close. Nothing in the back row, I don't think, unless the 10 tips or the wood rolls. Nothing doing for Fontaine. Highest score last week was Jimbo Aod, 413. For Academy 2 versus Academy 1.
Keith Boper, the season high, 479.
And we saw that one just a few weeks ago.
The Tsunami.
Scott LaPierre at a 399, Sean Baker at a 370, Tim Douglas at a 381, Nick Leach at that 367, and Brendan O'Dowd 365. Those are the high triples out of those respective matchups. If you missed all that, go to the Alley Chat recap. Kyle Bruce will say it maybe a bit slower this time. AlleyChat.net.
Daley had a 6 spare full.
Sure did, 109 through 9. 4 spares. Fontaine's only left 2 pins on the plate so far. Diamond still can't be solved by anybody today. Just that back pin might as well be glued down. 5 pin. Yes, that's good. Fontaine's 3rd spare, his 10th mark overall in this match.
In the 150 club in the first also.
Daley went 8 for 10 on the head pin in that one. But just fuming as he's just not. I mean, 119, that's a perfectly pro-grade string. He just knows his team needs so much more, and time is running out. Aaron, good luck kicking the pins down from here, but that's 8 more. 112. 3 mark 112.
It's a 264 for 2.
That is 264, yes. Daley's on 217. Dean Sullivan, 260. 9 marks for him. I have not talked him up nearly enough, but 5 spares, including that chains of 2 and 3. At that spare strike at the end of string 1. Got to give him his due.
Extra 44 plus 2 extra hits.
6 and 9 for Nick Leach here. 3 and 2 split.
Striking a spare actually for extra, so 3 hits in a sense.
If Surette's going strong, he can make this one. Leach has an easy time with this one. First ball did the most of the work. Jav can't get the slice. No mark this time. The streak stops at 6 marks in a row. Goes for the right side. That's a prudent out. 9 box.
Gen X 67, they're a little bit smaller than softballs, the Candlepin balls. Say a little bit smaller than softballs.
And recently a new manufacturer whose name eludes me. They have like a little spade logo as well, like a playing card suit. But for the life of me, I've forgotten the name. They just popped up on the scene. But EPCO,
Tops. It's cards.
EPCO's no longer the only game in town. Paramount Industries. 6 fill for Leach. 3, 4, 6, 7. What a slice. Nice spare.
Trying to come all the way back.
3 marks in 4. Surette can't get the check mark to go. Ho-hum, he'll have to settle for 150s. Gets the last 2. 153, 2-string total, 273.
Aaron at 152. Jeff, his teammate, gets a 153. And Aaron will not be bowling for Exeter 2. He'll be bowling with Metro next season also.
Wow, what a terrible ball that was.
It'll be reset in lane 5.
How do you even take those pins out? Now, you see Leach deliberately throws a ball there. What he's trying to do is mix the pins through the machine. So that does not count. That's how the pin setter machine works. You're trying to get more moving through so that the pin setter cycles sooner. Because you see, he's waiting a little bit. He's already pressed the reset button. Off camera, the red light is on.
The path here for Central 3, Greg, in the second string, crucial string for them, being down big in total.
They have to overcome total. It's as simple as that. That is 20 marks more worth. So they would need to.
In the string here, though, they still have a outside chance, but need to mark out pretty much. Might need a double or 2 along the way.
Yep, they have more than 1 string to go. Leach will take some pins away now, except that the head pin is not playing nice still, and his fill is 4.
It's a strange leave there.
Thankfully, he doesn't have to shoot it.
114 second string, 2-string total, 257. If I'm correct?
Yes, it is.
Trims to 40, but an extra hit here.
Leach's ball clearance almost took it all out.
Dave Barber has the only mark on the board. 40-pin lead.
Yep, I have it. That. Just checking with Eric Pelletier on the score. Sorry if you heard that. Tight quarters here. I love the intimate confines of this place. I really do. They don't build them like this anymore. Everyone's just like, oh, Americans need like 50 yards of space. But then we lose out on the human connection somewhat if we just are all socially distanced per force.
5 and fill for Barber, 45-pin lead. Looking good right now for a 4-0 lead.
Bundle of 5? Nope, not the 6-10. Ace Mitchell, that's the one. Thank you, Nico. That's the new bowling ball brand. Doing candlepin and duckpin, which I think EPCO does as well, mind you, because the balls are very similar, but for a 1 pound difference.
3 marks to go on the middle string, 44-pin lead for Exeter. No marks on the board.
Waters crushes that, and the 6-pin tips over for a second strike.
Both in the string. Double would be huge. Triple even better. Triple gives me a chance.
It's tough when it comes to the 10th box, but you won't say no to it. Uh-oh. Barber takes out the 2-pin. That makes his head pin tougher to work with. Giving away pins is ill-advised. He may have gone left intentionally to try and get a couple, but
It makes it a little more interesting. The 6, 103 through 9, cuts to 42. Waters on a strike.
they don't want to make a habit out of that, but still Central needs a lot. 2 bonus balls for Waters. One of the most methodical releases in the game. This one gets away, but his head pin accuracy in this one, 7 of 10 in this string, and in the last one as well. Incidentally, Surette's string was head pin perfect, 10 for 10. That's a good fill, 7.
116 second string for Justin Waters. The lead is 35, 2 blocks to go, insurmountable.
213.
Exeter, 2 blocks away from good chance to clinch number 1 tonight.
And our,
with total in
and
hand.
our loyal viewers know, you've seen Central 3, you know they are far, far better than you can see here.
They're capable of throwing a 700.
700 would make it interesting again. 700 versus 550?
Yep.
Sure, absolutely they could.
Not impossible with this caliber team.
I'm not sure if you printed out the standings by any chance. I usually have the graphic anyway. Spare for Harris.
I don't have them tonight, actually. First time I didn't bring them.
No worries. Boisvert, yes, it goes. 7-10, clipped out at the last moment.
Actually, up on the table one other time, so I missed 2 out of 35 this year. 32 matches I called out of 35. I missed twice in 32 times. I'm mad at myself.
You're good, you're good.
High standards.
Ball took that 10, by the way. Wood took the rest.
Now, Greg, Central 3 has to win monumentally. Must get total now to get to number 1.
Same fill for each. So 137 perhaps. Harris can't chip away at that. Chips only the head pin. But 700 versus 550. I think that's the path. I sound like Bob Lee here, Paul. The math is unlikely, but we can get there. Now a couple pins get away there, so Boisvert can now take back that 6 box his teammate had earlier, and he gets 9. 3 more.
609 to 571. They win it by 38. The lead is 140 with 1 string to go in the 35-week regular season. Central 3 must win by 141 to win number 1. They were 1 coming in, 1 point ahead of Exeter. Greg will put those standings up in just a moment.
Paul was very careful to say Central 3 must win, thus 141, because if they tie, then Exeter gets that 5th point.
A week ago today, you can watch it on Canopy Mowing Network on YouTube. Metro led by 105 after 2 strings against Central 1, the 6-4 matchup. And Central 1 won the 3rd by 126 pins. So Central 3 is the high average, too, on the high average team. So don't count them out. Never say never. Long odds. I said that last week, and it'd be a repeat 2 weeks in a row. That would be even amazing. More than last week. Final string underway. Dean Sullivan on the right. Nick Norcross on the left. Thank you for watching.
Go for it, Paul.
Greg will wrap up the final 4 boxes for us tonight. Also, give him some extra love.
Oh, sure. Third balls each.
Sullivan starts the final string of the season with a 10, as does Nick Norcross. Thank you for watching this great game of Candlepin Bowling, a sport for any age. Nothing like the great game of Candlepin Bowling. It's cool. Tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. I'm going to give Greg an ultra station ID break after this box.
Nice.
Now, the other one to watch tonight is Hingham, the 5th seed, playing Metro, the 6th seed. Position round in Hingham. 142 to 140 in points coming in. So that will decide who is the 5th seed, who is the 6th seed. The 5th seed would play the 4th seed. The 3 seed would play the 6th seed, obviously 1-8 and 2-7, reseeded after each round, no brackets. Sullivan early in the 3rd. Good second ball, diamond left, hard to make. Norcross missed the chance on the king. Central 3 being stunned tonight. Sullivan, nice out, breaks of the diamond.
Oh, it does go.
Once in a while they go. 27% the average range. Stats by Candlepin Bowling Network without Wood. Norcross at 9. And Exeter has the early lead by 1 in the string. 141 in the match.
Over to Aaron Fontaine and Josh Daley. 2 of the new generation. Aaron Fontaine and his brother Nate, for that matter. Very strong bowlers with a lot to give still. 6, 8, and 10. Daley, 4-pin only. I guarantee you no one's taking anything for granted, even though we know the odds. That single's gone. Interesting to see that 4-pin flutter away. That's good news for Central. Aaron takes 9.
So it is confirmed. It is reseeded. I figured that. It was reseeded after each round of the playoffs, reseeded after each round, Saturday the 17th. Charles Collins on TikTok, @_Charles1_. Hologram with Greg Gouillart, Central Park Lanes, East Boston, Mass. on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Simulcasting on Charles Collins' TikTok page.
609 to 571 is confirmed, by the way, from the last string.
Aaron Fontaine on the nose, 1-5, brutal. That's a youch. Yikes and ouch combined. Y-O-U-C-H. Put in the dictionary, Webster. Youch. Daley 16 through 1. Another diamond.
I don't know when Bob will sit down next to do statistics again. Interesting question. It took a lot of effort the first time.
Daley, just missed the 8. Not by much. Frustrating.
We're back to just diamonds don't matter anymore.
Fontaine an 8. 17 through 2 in the final string of the regular season, 35 weeks in. Daley at 10, 26 through 2. Early 8-pin lead for Central 3. A mountain to climb down 132 in the match. But you know what? These guys are very capable of doing it. Maybe we'll get an Emmy Award if they win this one, Greg, for predicting the future.
Forgot to mention one thing. Josh Daley, along with Madison Riva, Bowlers of the Year for Best Regular Season Pro Series Finish.
Red out Jeff Surette. What a night he's having. 153 second. Nick Leach has had a good night himself. He has a 143 and a 114.
Surette requires 127 for 400.
Surette spare. Looking for a 400 in the finale of the season. More importantly, the win.
Close as well. Dean Sullivan needs 140 and Aaron Fontaine needs 139.
Nick Leach a 9.
Nick Leach a 143 would get him there. We mentioned basically everyone on Central would need a 140 average at this point.
And @_Charles1_ for TikTok viewers, @_Charles1_ Please subscribe to his TikTok channel.
Not Miracle Zone, though, Nico. They need to be in double strike territory, in my opinion.
And Leach drills 9. 4-pin holds up on lane 4.
Miracle Zone is like, okay, it's over but for this.
Surette missed everything that time. Rare miss tonight. Leach with that wood to stop by rule can go right at that pin and avoid that cap. That's what he's afraid of.
Wanted the broadside of the wood.
Surette, Andre pin doesn't carry for a 7. 23 through 2 in the final string of the season. Leach a pair of 9s. Leach is just 3 in the string, down 137 the match. Never say never, but they got a tall mountain to climb. Mount Everest, maybe, to win total. Dave Barber pounds the pocket, splits 2 and 1, 2-4 in the 10.
Such a workmanlike effort one needs to succeed at this. The pins don't give easily. You just have to keep plugging away.
Waters crosses over, triangle right, 3 middle, 5 left, 6 right. Here in East Boston at Central Park Lanes. Dave, good try, won't go.
That wood got double hit. I want to see that one again.
Waters, a slow motion 10.
No, it's a spare. It's a spare.
A spare, rather, sorry. And Dave, a on-time $10. Sorry about that.
No, we can't take marks away from Central.
I was looking at the TikTok screen. I lost my mind for a second. What else is new?
So, Barber, I think this flying wood gets hit twice. Yeah, it popped up off another piece that was rolling around on the plate.
So spare for Waters. Now a triangle for Barber.
Basically needs a 10 fill.
Capable of doing it, but too accurate. Spread eagle, unbelievable. 4, 14 through 1.
The way his luck going, he was drilling the head pin.
Now Dave a spare himself.
He held up 2 fingers as he was hitting the head pin. That's the sort of luck he's expecting.
20 in the ball through 2. Waters, nice try, slides over, can't quite get to the right side.
It's rolling again. Huh. funny.
Waters a 7. Let's pause 23 and 11 and 12 seconds for station ID from Greg Gouillart.
Just need a few seconds to calculate the fraction, and then, yes, this is Candlepin Bowling Network. You're either on YouTube or you're on Facebook. Thank you for watching. That's Paul Grant. I'm Greg Gouillart, and this is Central Park Lanes in East Boston. This match will determine the winner of the Friday Night Pro League. It's very likely one team will get it in this moment, but we'll see if that holds. Please like the video by hitting that thumbs up button if you are logged in. Thank you very much for your support just by watching.
And tell your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Candlepin Bowling Network, for great content, semi-pro to pro action, something for everyone, closing in on 2,000 videos soon. Charles Collins is part of that 1,000 video.
And Glenn Gill. Hello.
Yeah, Glenn Gill, that's right.
Ooh.
Yeah, shot for Boisvert for a spare. Harris off target there. Not the start Central 3 wants. Need a furious finish to number 1. Harris a 6. 6 through 1. String is tied, 90-90.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight, and something went through the air. I think it was wood off the wall to take that 4 out.
Thank you, Phil Collins, for that analogy. Extra 2 marks to none also. Boisvert in the bonus, 7, another triangle. This time it's the 5 middle, 8 left, 9 right. Harris bombs away, baby, strike. That's how you make up for a 6 box. Boisvert 17 through 1.
Well, you need strikes if you're going to come back big. At this point, maybe you are in Miracle Zone territory. A miracle required, that is to say.
Boisvert not happy with that, missing the wood.
That is not a standard Candlepin term. That's just my musing.
1 mark for each side. Exeter has the lead right now by single digits. Boisvert missed again. 8, 20, make it 25 through 2. Top of the order. Update from the Soothing Sounds of Greg Gouillart.
Hi there. 3 marks to 3 in this string right here, so we're pretty much even Steven. Good news for Exeter. If nothing's really moving right now, Barber and Harris on the marks. That's confirmed. And it should be 105 to 100. We'll see.
Disappointing night by Central 3 standards. Exeter just much better. Tonight they won the first 2. First one big, 102. And won the second by 38. And right now,
we don't have confirmation of
five
Central
more
score
here.
yet, but 105 for Exeter. Bye-bye 5-pin. Norcross strikes.
And right back, match game PM, Dean Sullivan strike.
And they resist the urge to do the high 5 afterwards. There's that slow 5-pin falling over. Norcross right back at it.
Norcross then hit 4. Both on strikes. East Boston, Mass, Central Park Lanes. Friday Night Pro League Game of the Week. Final match of the season. Sullivan double strike. 9, a tap of the 4. On lane 4 holds.
Remember, Fontaine had 4 strikes in one string, but none of them doubled up.
Norcross 6 on his strike. 35 through 3. Sullivan missed it. 9 the strike. 39 through 3. Norcross an 8. .43 through 4. Sullivan, a Paul Grant special, missed the second, make the third at 10. 49 through 4 on Candlepin Bowling Network. 10-pin lead for Exeter in the string. Look at the sweep. That doesn't matter as long as they win total. They clinch number 1. And a date with Academy 1 next Saturday, May 17th at 10 a.m. in the quarterfinals. The Central 3 finishes second. They take on Academy 3 at Riverwalk Lanes, Amesbury, Mass. Neutral site. Not necessarily a neutral site, but it's picked every year. Different houses.
It goes through a rotation.
Right.
And if you want to see the rotation for yourself, Alley Chat has the original spreadsheets. You can paw through the tabs there.
Fontaine 1-6-10. Daley grabs them both for a 10. 36 through 3 in the third. Aaron takes the short 2 for 9, 26 through 3.
It's only a sure 2 because he's the one rolling it.
Central 3 has a strike, Exeter has a spare. Exeter up by 9, taking the life out of Central 3 tonight. Chris Boisvert, the man, says Candlepin main attractions, Mark Weber.
41 boxes remaining.
Nico, they just determined it's reseeded, like the Atlantic Candlepin singles tour. Some use brackets, but it's reseeded after each round. That's just the rules. Fontaine crossing over, bundle of 5, the bucket shot in Canada.
It's like the NHL playoffs used to be. Sorry about your Blues, by the way.
Daley spare.
Nico works out of St. Louis. That's the joke.
46 in the ball through 4. Fontaine. Spare. 36 in the ball through 4.
Every mark Exeter gets just makes more and more darn sure.
Candlepins for Cancer, 9-pin first ever tournament. Lucy's Pizza Bar, Abington, Massachusetts at Webster Timber Lanes. Register Candlepins number 4, Cancer.com. Donations via Venmo. Also at Candlepins number 4, Cancer.com. Dates May 30th, June 1st, 7th, 8th, and the 14th. Candlepins 4, Cancer.com. First ever 9-pin, 5-string quality, and 5-pin live show. 5-pin string live show. Nick Leach, 2-2 split. Grabs the 2 on the right.
That's a fair point, Nico. Just a few miles away from here, the Celtics squandered 2 20-point leads. We'd need to see quite the lead turnaround here, of course.
But keep shooting those threes, Nico, huh?
Yeah.
25% each of the first 2 games. Brutal.
Layups are illegal now, right?
And it seems that way.
Brother.
Bill Russell will be rolling his grave. Nick Leach crossing over, a bucket of 5. There's a strike for Surette. 42 plus 2 through 4.
Needs 25 more bonus pins for 400, including off that.
Leach, 3 in the 10, baby split.
Didn't seem impossible. Pins did fall forward.
Gregson called the final 4 completed boxes.
By the way, frequently asked question why they switch the balls around after every 2 boxes. The ball returns simply aren't big enough. They only hold 1 row of balls each.
Leach a 10, 36 through 4 on Candlepin Bowling Network and Charles Collins' TikTok page at _Charles1_. Thank you for those watching on Charles Collins' TikTok page. And please subscribe to Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube as well. And Charles Collins' TikTok page again at _Charles1_. Thank you for watching. 3 marks to 2 for Exeter. Waters is going down for 7. 1-3 in the 10. 21 through 2. Barber another diamond. Diamond City tonight. 26 through 2 on the spare 6.
I think Sullivan's still the only one who's made this shot.
But it's the girl's best friend.
I don't think they like it either.
Eric Pelletier going to do the dance. Waters trying to split it over. He does. 31 in the ball through 3. Barber, second one to go. Joins Dean Sullivan in the Diamond Cut Club. 36 in the ball through 3. Every time Central 3 gets a mark, Exeter has an answer.
Yeah, Mark's flying in this string. Pitting is actually pretty much even right here. I mean, Exeter's left fewer pins on the plate, but that's because they've had more marks and fewer chances to lose pins. But 49 marks to 33 in this match. 49 to 33 for Exeter.
Wobbly check mark in the 10 for Waters. 5 fill, 36 through 3. Dave Barber, 36 on a bonus. He's got a setback lead. Thanks, Corey Smith, making it nickname in Canada. 43 through 3.
typified by the 5-6-10 or the mirror image with the piece of wood that does nothing for anybody anytime.
Justin's object pin does not carry. Dave, nice effort. Doesn't go too often in that formation.
Sometimes the wood bounces more off the sidewall and allows it to take the 5-pin. Not this time.
Justin object pin for an 8. Dave gains 2 at the 10. Dave 53, Waters 4-4-4, 44 through 4. Here in the third. Back in September, we said a 35-week season. The playoffs be soon enough, and here we are, 8 days away from the top 8 teams making the playoffs. And this could be very much a preview if all goes to form the finals.
It makes sense that the biggest award is for the 35-week performance, but still a lot on the line in the playoffs as well.
Harris takes down 9, almost a double strike. After a 6-box start, Boisvert 25 through 2. Hits the pocket, 7-2-4-7, Wood in front. To the left, Harris threw it away. 9 fill, 25 through 2. Rusin watching on TikTok, this is a fun sport for any age. Game of skill and challenge. Boisvert, who needs the wood? Spare! 35 in the ball through 3. Harris a 9, 34 through 3.
And Exeter's got a lead on this string as well. 12 pins plus 2 more marks. So they're likely to a fitting end, an 8-0 end, possibly.
Harris thin hit, 5, 1, 3, 6, 4, 7 left. Chris Boisvert on the bonus. Drops 8, 2 left, 6 right. 43 through 3, Harris 1, 4, 7. In Central 3, maybe beyond the miracle zone now.
2-6 with tricky wood here. Boisvert can't really slice it reliably because the access to the left side is blocked. Wood's not always a gimme.
What a try that was. He thought he had it. Harris 7.
He was trying to go inside there and get a ball deflection.
41 through 4. Boisvert gains again with a 10. 53 through 4. Update top of the order with Greg Gouillart.
Here it is. 2 marks and 1, 23 pins plus another mark. 233 for Exeter. To 200. 210, Paul? We'll find out. Making sure the units digit carry. 210, nice.
I did the math in my head. Who needs a calculator?
I mean, I guess you could just do the modulo or clock arithmetic, basically, where the numbers just loop around. As long as you got the units digit right.
Carry the 2 after 0.
Yeah.
Dean Sullivan crossing over. 8, 6 and a 10. Wood in between. Norcross 7.
Modulo arithmetic, just the number wraps around some mod 10. It's just like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.
Just don't do metric. Sullivan spare.
I think that's all our Canadian viewers leaving.
Norcross, good try. Won't get to the 4.
Sheesh, thought he had a ball deflection there for a moment.
Dean 59 in the ball through 5. Norcross threw it away in the Pacific Ocean for a 9. 52 half. Central 3. Not their night.
I should be able to cable out to the lanes if we want to talk to, I guess, the whole team. Why not? I mean, Central 3 was on top of the table for so many weeks. And Exeter having to claw back in there. Academy 2 did not do half bad as well.
And Dick takes the strike as he pool sticks the 2 down for a big 10 in the first ball.
Third strike tonight, second in the string.
62 plus 2. Sullivan, great try. 5 in the 7. No wood, no luck.
Got to note the 3, excuse me. 62 half. He needs 28 more bonus pins for 400.
Central 3 will not give up, though. They'll fight to the end. And they could get...
I could tell by their body language they could see the writing on the wall, but...
Yeah. But this may give them fuel for the fire for the playoffs next week and potential repeat championship match.
But you got the lottery ticket, why not? And I don't mean the Keno ticket for the monitor overhead.
So right now in the first round, if everything holds to form like it looks like right now, Exeter would take on Academy 1, Central 3 would take on Academy 3. Academy 3 would take on either Metro or Hingham. Metro is down 2 to Hingham. That's position match night on the road.
And you can follow along with Friday night NITE Men's Pro League page if you're impatient and want to see Secretary Machichi's pronouncement right away.
And the 4 seed Central 1 would host either Metro or Hingham on the road. Aaron Fontaine, good effort, almost. Greg Gouillart with the play-by-play the rest of the match. Go ahead, Greg. Thanks for driving the rain, the long distance, and setting up the rig. Greg will take it from here.
I'll have to figure out how to get the equipment back through the rain.
Yeah.
Fontaine takes 10.
You got to put it in between the raindrops. That's the key.
Yes.
You got to split the uprights.
But it's such an urban legend there, Daley 8, that, the rain's going to fall over the top of you at the same speed. That's time. And then the raindrops you walk through is distance. So, no, there is no – you get wetter if you go slower through the rain. Run through the rain. Maybe not into traffic or whatever, but if you're caught in a rainstorm, run! Fontaine as the re-rack doesn't get all 10 pins. Central 3 had to come back in total in this string. We can see that's increasingly less likely. 169 pins ahead. Pretty well-balanced effort. Still, maybe Surette might take out 400. Not sure about anyone else. Fontaine spilling pins still. That's 8. Daley, that 9 pin's going to get over, but unfortunately leave the 7-10. And then join us on Saturday the 17th for the playoffs at Riverwalk Lanes. Top 8 teams will feature. That 4-7's a goner. Plank made that easy for Fontaine. He did the hard work already. Hey, and the 7-10's a goner too. Nice shot by Daley to respond.
Always a pleasure working with you, Greg. You're a class act, true gentleman, and just really good at what you do.
Appreciate it. Camera's cooperating with me this time around.
One of these days, I'll be a tenth as good as you are in this technology, if that. One-tenth of a percent.
Over to Surette on a strike fill, 4 out. He can blow up the 6-pack here, which would get foam all over the place. He's got a chance at 400. In there! That goes as 1.
Trying to get to 400 tonight.
And his teammates are razzing him. That would have been so much of a better idea on the first ball. Leach takes a 9. So now Jeff with good count and another one can go 400 here. His fill's a good one. Down goes the 5, 2, 4, and 8. Leach, Mr. Caleri, 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. And that bundle is gone too. And now he can fill for a 400. Leach gets a spare as well. So many 120s averages. 3 of their bowlers in the top 4 were Central 3. And here's where we are tonight. Dave Barber gets a little too far right, has that left to right delivery. He's been on the Comcast show and Candlepins for dollars. Waters takes out 4. Just a few more out. I need to brush up on my King of the Palace and also New England Candlepins candidates as well. I don't often name them well enough myself. That's Gregory's homework for next time. Barber takes 9.
That's your off-season homework.
Goodness knows we'll have enough time. Gotta get in on it. I wonder if I still have time to get in on a summer league. League's a great way to get started bowling, no matter what form of bowling you have in your neighborhood. Handicap leagues, that's the whole point. So that you can improve and enjoy along the way. That's a nice hit, and Dave's got all 10 down. Did somebody just say wow?
Wasn't me. And Danny Harris
Or
watched
change.
him saying boo and good fun.
Waters is ecstatic with this leave. It's actually a good leave. Triangle number 2. It's good. 3 spares and 6 for Justin Waters as we get another look at this one. I'll get that scoreboard back on view as we watch this 10-pin clatter. 46 pins minus a mark for Exeter. 250 still. Still a good crowd here. We'll be interviewing the winners afterwards. This is Boisvert. Get over 5-pin. Wood may help. Actually nudge the 5 off spot. Harris a 9 drop.
Boisvert's usually the spokesperson for his team. But sometimes a loss like this for Central 3, they'll come out blazing in the playoffs. And the chip in their shoulder for sure.
They know they can score much better than this.
Absolutely. And the threat to repeat it again.
That's gone, of course. 51 in the ball at the half for Harris.
Exeter was in the finals 2 years ago against Academy 2 and rallied but fell short by about 13 pins.
Everybody for Central 3 on a mark, in fact. Boisvert takes 9. Whisper silent here. Everybody can sense what's coming next. S- 45 pins minus 2 marks in the string. 185 up for Exeter. Boisvert on a 62 half. Slices this head pin thin. If that wood nestles between 2 and 8, that's fine. There is good count here. And he gets a 9 drop. 60 half. Still bowling pro grade. Two should take the 8 on this one, but no, the wood deflected it away. Nice jinx, commentator. And Harris can't get this single. A couple of those on the right side of the lane that have foiled him. Nine and 9. And we get another look here. I show 355 to 319 as a scores. 13 marks to 11 in this one, 55 to 38 in the match overall.
355 confirmed for Exeter.
Okay. If Jeff Surette gets an 8 fill here, he will have 400 if he can pin it out. He would be on the right side of, he would be 100 over if we assume par is 10 a box. Norcross is on a strike. He's got his head pin. Doubles are canceled today. He's got 6 to start. Sullivan off the wall into the 6th strike for his 3rd tonight. And yes, that parallelogram is gone. Norcross 82 and a ball through 7.
4 marks for each side.
Seven fill. So 17 bonus pins in the last 2 for Nick. Sullivan into the head pin. He wants a double. Get over 8 pin. You were hit. Norcross straight through the triangle. What is it with this team and overhearing my commentary? It happened to Union Street Lanes too. That's a spare.
And they talk about me.
I appreciate the consensus here. Spare on strike for Sullivan, 101 and a ball through 8. Nobody is safe from their banter. Now over to Aaron Fontaine and Josh Daley. Mark's still flying here.
This Sunday night, 5 p.m. Exeter Lanes Shooter Sports by Exeter, New Hampshire. They're going to Rob Vaccaro hosting the All Events Championship winners. Aaron Fontaine for the men. Manny Carroll for the ladies. take on with the runner-ups Saturday night for determine the number 2 seeds. Being men against the men, ladies against the ladies, 10 stringer, 4 great bowlers, 2-on-2.
Fields you see there, 4-8's good.
So the men against the men, ladies against the ladies, 5 p.m. special time Mother's Day on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube.
Daley never quits. He's got 4 marks already. Fontaine's got his 3rd.
Fontaine's path to 400.
Aaron Fontaine requires 29 more bonus pins. He needs a lot, but if he marks out, he could.
Insurmountable lead right now for
Marked out
Exeter.
in that back half. Someone wants to see the score is all. Thin hit on this one, 5 for Daley. Pins punish you if you don't hit it just the right way. 6 more for Fontaine. What we got? Yes, that's a goner. Bundle of 5, and it's 3 marks in a row. 5 on the string for Daley. 102 in the ball. Horseman, yes! 3 in a row for Fontaine.
For those on TikTok here, the score is the first 2 strings. It's all Exeter, rocking and rolling, 640 to 538, and 609 to 571, and they lead here again in the 3rd. And they're going to clinch number 1. Central Thrower drop to number 2, into the playoffs next Saturday, May 17th, starting at 10 a.m.
I was about to show off my on-screen graphics, but then Butterfingers hit the wrong button. That's me.
They'll be on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube, Charles Collins on TikTok, at _Charles1_.
Evens up for Surette, and 6 more, so he'll need another spare to get to the promised land. Leach, nope, right down the middle. 4-6-10. Cuts it into the 9 spot. 6-10, that is where the 9 pin would be. Nice out. 5 becomes 9 for Leach, and Surette matches. We have 15 boxes remaining and 169 pins up for Exeter. I think, folks, a miracle is going to be required at this point. Otherwise, I'm afraid to say it is the beginning of the end. This is a 5-9 leave. And if it's made, I think if not before, I think it is safe to say that the team in Exeter Lanes, New Hampshire will take it all. This is just to the 9 pin, no spare either side. A 9 box for Leach and a 10 for Jeff Surette. He's got a 104, Leach has 78. Markup for each of Barber and Waters as we are playing out the string. 59 marks to 41. Looking forward to this one. What a shot, buddy.
That doesn't count.
It does not count.
Would you take a look at that?
I'm replaying it. I don't care.
I don't think Jeff Surette can make that shot like that.
No, he was just trying to clear the pins. It's the same principle as before. He's just trying to get the pins through the assembly.
Let's see if Jeff can do the same thing.
There's actually no 10 pin coming down here, so there might need to be some repairs. It is.
Have Jeff shoot this shot here. See if we can match it.
That's a lame idea for an end of show bonus shot. Just like, yeah, we'll take out the 10 pin.
Hey, Jeff. Try the shot now. What's that? Try that shot.
So some pins were falling back there, so it looks as... Knowing what little I know, perhaps some pins got stuck up because each pin has its own conveyor belt that takes it down to the tube, and perhaps a couple just got lodged in there.
So even bowling pins are stuck up, huh?
Just like me.
Not you, hardly. Never you. No way. You're too much of a gentleman. Not in the equation for you. Now back to live action, back to the soothing sounds of Greg Gouillart.
Hi. Now they're just... Did a pin fall? No. They're just bantering at this point. On a spare, Phil Waters got his head pinned in for a diamond. and 6.
We need a diamond tracker tonight.
We've got diamonds and spades. Confused yet? I know my bridge playing friends are.
Never played bridge growing up. It's too far. Get it? The bridge too far?
Oh.
Boom, boom.
There it goes.
Seen 3 of those made tonight, I believe.
1 and 10. Pin tripped on the detritus and couldn't get to the 3. Barber's got a 9 fill and a 10 box.
May
Back-to-back
17th.
Smiths.
May 17th, Greg, is the finals. Cannon Mo Network has the coverage.
That's right, 10 a.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Atlantic. So please subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube or follow us on Facebook, whatever you're logged into. Especially if you want to hit that bell icon, at least for the short term, so that you get notified rather than being at the mercy of the algorithm, maybe possibly notifying you. The bell will notify you on YouTube. 6 fill for Waters. Back-to-back of those. Hey, Casey McCool did show up.
We have one earlier, Casey. We mentioned it. That was in the first string.
He's mentioning a league banquet begs an obvious question. 3-2. Off the wall, but not into the 10.
Actually, a banana split tournament. You had to hit the head pin, get a 4-7, 6-10 leave. And the winner gets.
Oh, yeah, Steve Kelly at 3-ball spare had that clipped. He did make it. It does go.
No, have a tournament, a banana split tournament. Well, you must hit the head pin, get a banana split leave. That'd be crazy.
No, the craziest weird one we did and was the so-called Blitz Bowl where Brian List took on Craig Holbrook. And there was
no head pin, each box.
The no head pin tournament.
And Craig said that someone in the 80s did and got smoked all 3 strings. He won all 3. But again, it's Brian List, so.
Right. And Brian had the full rack, to be clear. But it's interesting, I guess, how the game exactly changes without the head pin. Obviously, strikes are canceled.
Brian List, a trash talk. We call him Bliss, the Bliss Bowl. Funny guy, though. Costs him $50 every time he loses. Can't help us for cancer. So I like when he loses.
All in good fun.
Absolutely. The way it should be.
Close. He had his 5 previous head pins, actually, Boisvert did. Harris trying to cut. Getting too full on the object. It's happened a few times to him tonight, I think. Down go everything except the 2-4-7. And as we march on towards inevitability. 3 pins to get here on this 3rd ball. And 2 more go. That's 9 for 80 through 7.
Central 3 being humbled tonight.
And who'd have expected? I was certainly thinking we were headed for one of those benchmarks of 4-4 or 5-3.
Casey's into the banana split tournament.
But plenty of hijinks still to come as Harris crosses over and leaves the 5-6-7-10. This one's going to mix into the 8, right? No.
Yeah, Nico Rare Saturday off because the Agawam Bowl fundraiser has been postponed to a further date. And doubleheader Sunday.
Good luck with this one. Off the cap. 6 is going to fall behind the 5. Trying outside, bro, he says. Spare. Boisvert is 3 down. I tell you, that 5-7-10 had some play there. Harris will be happy with 9. $29 pins up.
10 bucks to go in the evening.
489 to 460.
Night can't end soon enough for Central 3. Greg, updating the marks. The marks for the match also.
Marks in the match overall. By the way, head pin accuracy has been pretty even. 10 more head pins for Central 3, actually, if you can believe that. Marks are 60 to 42 in favor of Exeter.
It took them, 13 boxes before they got their first mark in the first also. Got to a slow start. Exeter took advantage, got to a big lead, and didn't relinquish it.
And Central 3 getting off to that slow start when they took on, it was against, what was Central 3's opponent last week? I'm so sorry. But they got off to a slow start here. And that's how they lost 2 of those points. And now they're going to lose a bunch more here anyway.
Could still win the string. Down 29 right now. Down 2 marks, though.
Sullivan after a 4 fill. No spare. Norcross wanted to play on the 2-pin there. Just not himself, of course. A 9-box versus 8. So the way the playoffs works is the captain has to field their best 5 bowlers, whoever it may be. They can be substitutes, of course. But for any team with a 6-man rotation, you do have to pick just 5. Dean again having another good string. He'll have to work out of this eagle. Norcross having a fine string himself. Almost got his 3rd strike of the string. He can at least pick this one up. How about it? Not into the right side. Norcross spares his 4th mark of the string. Dean's already got 4 marks. And he's got a 10-box or a 124. Norcross's spare fill is 7. And if my cursor will not betray me, Nick Norcross 123 for a 3-string total of 321. Dean Sullivan 384.
Not bad in relief again.
128 average.
And despite the injuries to Jonathan Boudreau and Eric Pelletier, they're going to be #1 seed heading into the playoffs next Saturday, taking on Academy 1. Central 3 would take on
And Sullivan
Academy 3.
And Sullivan's season average is 115, in fact, actually. So he's a good 2 marks per string above that. Fontaine had a wicked hot start with a 150 string in the first. He gets a 7 drop here. Daley's got 2-4. That's more the pinfall he expects. 8 on his. Triangle. Yes.
No word yet in the Hingham match with Metro. How they doing down there tonight?
Good count in another as Daley misses this one. Can't get his 6th mark. If Fontaine gets good count in another, he has 400. Daley 10. Fontaine requires 16 bonus pins in these last 2.
Incredible sport, Greg, for all ages. Anybody can bowl. That's the good thing about this sport. Summer leagues are forming at local bowling center.
Strike will be an instant 400. He's busted this up. 6-pin wilds. 3-pin does not. Big chance here to do it. Daley. 2-4-7. Another chance. Single is gone. He requires 7 bonus pins for 400. And to think, wouldn't it be great if we were so good at bowling that we could be frustrated by a 130? That's Josh Daley. A voice that inspires others. That's why he's captain, in addition to his obvious ability on the lanes. 130, he gets a 347. More obvious on other days than others, including on the Easter Classic when he won that 20-string competition at Leach Lanes. For 400. Got his head pin. The fill is 9. 402 for Aaron Fontaine.
We'll see him Sunday night at 5 o'clock, the #1 seed, the all-events winner for New Hampshire States. And the bowl to be named later tomorrow night. See who he bowls against Sunday at 5 o'clock on Canopin Bowling Network on YouTube, a 10-stringer. Ladies also. Amanda Carroll taking on a bowl to be determined tomorrow night late.
Surette requires 1 more mark for 400, but good luck with this one. Cutting less into more, that's the idea. 3 into 4. 2-1 split. How about it, Nick? Not the 4-pin.
As bad as it was at first, he didn't get that 143. It would have been a lot worse.
Uh-oh, a 6-box.
Teen Rasman, good fun. 110 through 9. Leach 87 through 9.
Spare 7, he still gets 400 by the by.
$7,850 for the winning team tonight for the winning the championship for the year. Regular season, that is. And it's $6,350 for the runner-ups to split.
Surette's last try at 400 is this check mark. 5-7-8 for Leach. And no 5-pin. He'll fall short. Leach plays the wood. Good shot. 8-pin breezing behind the 7 to take that one out. There's the 10, 120.
393?
393. There's Leach a spare again for you folks. 8-pin behind the 7 indeed. Spare fill is 7 more. Nick Leach 104 for a 3-string total of 361. Best on the team.
Four bucks to go in the regular season. Exeter, in the end, #1 seed. Central 3, #2.
The string isn't mathematical, but total is, and now the Friday Night Pro League is. Congratulations to Exeter Lanes, champions of the table. They will get at least 2 more points for total. Barber gets 5.
1 point separated them coming in.
Bundle of 5. Not into the 4-7. Wanderers are sensational in that match at Westport Lanes, Brockton. Show us a shot here. Just cut it across. Ooh, that 7-pin got breezed, in fact. Could have fallen 7 into 4. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and follow and subscribe if you haven't had the chance already. Stay tuned for winners interviews in a moment, which we should be able to do out there.
And we'll put the scores on the TikTok page for Charles Collins fans at @Charles1_ in a little bit.
Barber's got this head pin too full for a spread eagle. Waters, 3-6. Good leave there. How about it?
I want to mark again. You know that, right?
And yes, Waters picks up that spare. It's 5th of the string. 113 and a ball. Don't think Barber expected to take the 3-6 out of that. Dave's got 118. 3-string total of 332, and Justin Waters 113 and a ball. He's had to struggle his way back for a 110 average. Spare 5, that's 118.
Nick, 118.
Same as Barber, 2 more to go. Can you call these for me?
Sure. Chris Boisvert playing out the string. 90 in a bonus. Danny Harris, 87-8. Thanks for watching this great game of Candlepin Bowling on Candlepin Bowling Network. Free to subscribe on YouTube. No, I'm not covering all events tomorrow, Nico. In New Hampshire. It's a rare Saturday off during the bowling season. Boisvert on the bonus. Crosses over 7, 97-8. Harris. Setback leave, setback string, setback match.
What in tarnation is that, he says. Not verbatim.
Another word like youch, not in the dictionary.
I think our pocketbook might say youch at this rate.
Boisvert. Spare.
What a read.
107 in the ball in the 9th. Harris of the Wood missed right. Central 3 with the sweep. Harrison 9, 96-9, final box of the regular season. Thanks for watching all season long. Don't forget the playoffs Saturday, May 17th, shortly after 10 a.m. from Riverwalk Lanes, Amesbury, Mass., including the finals. Chris Boisvert, left side 5, 113-9. Danny Harris on the crossover, 6 right, 9 left. We'll put the official scores up. Talk to Chris Boisvert before we sign off.
Harris went 8 for 10 on the head pin, by the way, including the last 6.
Just not their night. Boisvert for the mark. A little full. 3 in the 6.
6 is threatening.
Harris, spare.
3 in a... no, excuse me.
106 in the ball in the 10th. Final ball coming for him. Final ball for Boisvert. It's an 8. 121 final string for Chris Boisvert. Harris wrapped up the match.
20, he had 23.
Chris Boisvert, 121, 359. Get out of the way. Harris has to fill this one. We'll confirm final scores.
That's confirmed. 121 for Boisvert.
Last ball of the season is Harris's. Take us out in style. That's 8.
Into the 114 final string. Exeter wins it in a rout, 8 points to none. They win the standings, the first seed, by 7 points in the standings.
I showed Harris with 114.
Third consecutive 600-plus string, 621 to 589. Final score. Now number 1 seed Exeter heading to the playoffs, 1870. Number 2 Central 3, 1698. We'll talk to Chris Boisvert in just a moment as bowlers congratulate each other.
Help me out with the fishing line here, and I'll.
We'll do it back here, right?
No, not sure we can actually. Can we do it out there? I think we should do it out there. We should do it out there. Just this once. Paul? Yeah. Just take it with me.
So we ended up being the second seed. Oh, hello. Good match, man. We ended up being the second seed. We needed 4 points, and we took an absolute big walk in 0. So it's all good, but we're going as a 2 seed, and we will be back for the playoffs next Saturday.
Thank you too. We'll see you guys. Yeah, you can talk to that guy.
Congratulations, Chris Boisvert. Another Friday Night Pro League title. What's that, 5 or 6 now for your team?
Something like that. I don't know.
You lose count after a while, don't you?
I don't really keep track, you know. It's just week by week by week, you know. Win is a win. We just take everything week by week. That's all.
Now you had a good night yourself again. You bowled anchor all year. It's worked out pretty well for your team. Now your team splits $7,850. More importantly, you want that championship next Saturday.
No comment, but yes. That's what we want. No comment. We want.
I'll take the money if you don't want it.
We want a trophy, a big one.
All right. A 3-letter word.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Thanks, Bill Belichick. All right. Aaron Fontaine, masterful performance again, 402. 4 strikes in that first string, set the tone, 152.
When you bowl a guy like Josh Daley, you got to bring your all every frame, every string. I mean, there's no prisoners against him or anybody on that team. They're the best there is in this business right now, and it felt good to go out there and put up a good number tonight.
I gotta get my balls. Excuse me. Gotta get my balls.
He said he was going to do that.
I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me again. Sorry.
Anyway.
I cannot say enough of thanking these guys enough for giving me the shot of a lifetime to be on this team. These past 3 or 4 months have been incredible, and to be a better bowler, you got to surround yourself with some great talent, and all these guys are no exceptional of talent. They're amazing. I love bowling all these guys, and I couldn't be more honored to be here.
You know, this could be a preview of the finals. You know, Danny Harris's team.
Sorry, Paul. What'd you bowl tonight?
402.
402.
That's right.
That's my guy.
So
That's
you guys,
my guy right there.
they're gonna be, if this becomes the finals, if the seeds go according to plan, this could be a rematch, obviously, and they'll be gunning for you then.
Oh, I hope it is, because that's Candlepin bowling at its finest. These are the 2 best teams, in my opinion, from this year. But hey, you know what? You could go there next week, and you know things could be different. It could be the 8 seed against the 1 seed. It could be the 3 against the 6. You just don't know about this game. It's a funny game, but for some reason, we all love to travel. We all love to compete, and I'm just honored to be a part of it, man. Having the time of my life and bowling so well right now, and I just couldn't be honored to be here.
Well, your grandfather Tom Olson must be proud of you. You're a class act, and we need more bowlers like you, the way you conduct yourself on and off the lanes.
Well, I can't thank you enough for that, and yeah, it's because of him I wouldn't be here, and I'm just honored to be here.
Okay, 3-letter word.
Been wanting to say this for a long time, Paul. Wow.
All right, good luck in the playoffs. Aaron Fontaine, Greg Gouillart to wrap it up.
Well, thank you very much. So, again, May 17th, stay tuned. That'll be, we'll click that off. May 17th will be the playoffs at Riverwalk Lanes, 10 a.m. Eastern, first ball, 11 a.m. Atlantic. We look forward to seeing you then. Top 8 teams in the playoffs will be featured there. That's all for us. Thank you very much. That's Paul Grant. I'm Greg Gouillart, and this is Candlepin Bowling Network. Thank you very much for watching this presentation of the Friday Night Pro League, and until next time, so long.